recruited her 3 times in maybe 2 years.
Oh yeah. That's what's up. So yo, we just got live. Make sure you go to the page. And we live, we lit. We gonna be chopping it up. I'll see y'all soon.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? What's up? Cameras ready. Mic's on.
Mic's
my
on.
mic's hot. My mic sound nice.
My mic sounds.
If you know hip hop, you know that one. My mic sound nice. Check 1. My mic sound nice. Check 2. Who's that?
Who's that? My mic sounds nice.
Wait, don't tell him. I know you know. Fox, see if Fox know. Fox not a hip hop guy like us.
Nah, I'm not a hip hop guy.
My mic sounds nice.
I don't know who said it, but I heard it a lot.
That is Salt from Salt and Pepper.
So,
Song starts off, my mic sounds nice, check 1. My mic sounds
right,
nice,
right.
2. Right? Come on, man, you got to get your hip-hop historian on.
Back in the day, man, we had this place called Sound Warehouse. Remember Sound Warehouse? It's like where you get all the tapes, all your cassettes.
Yeah.
That's when they came in big-ass boxes.
Where the CD was like in a
cardboard box.
And a tear into that shit. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, in the cassettes. Man, brother didn't have no money, man.
You didn't do the 10 for a penny?
10? No, I didn't even hear about that.
Remember 10 CDs for a penny? Yeah, you ain't do that shit?
Oh, okay, yeah. When they mailed it,
I was
Tony
to you. Rock. I was Anthony Rock. I was
Hilarious.
Anthony R.O.C. I was Tony R.O.C. I was Tony R.O.C.K. I got 900 CDs for about 8 cents.
Man, I didn't get none of that, man.
I had every fucking anybody. I don't even care. It was like whack ass CD. Niggas a penny. Fuck it. Give me some Kenny G live. I don't care.
Never did that. I think we had the only thing mail order we had was those encyclopedias.
I remember encyclopedias when they used to come sell them door to door.
Yeah, and they ordered that shit was like 70 pounds. What's up, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right, we here. The gang's all here. We official like a referee whistle.
Whistle.
Right? Is that what they say? Yo, welcome back live from the green room. Episode number 25. 25.
25, baby.
We're $250,000 away from a lot of money.
Yeah.
Look, make sure that you share this. Like, share it right now. Look, we're this close or that close to monetizing. So y'all need to help us.
What all we need?
What, it's like 100 hours? We got like 100 hours. So share this. We should get that this week.
So we need 100 viewing hours.
100 viewing
Hear that,
hours.
people?
We get that. We getting like what? 300, 400, 500 on each episode, right?
Pretty much. The last couple of episodes have been doing really well. Yeah. So we appreciate y'all.
Some progress. We appreciate y'all fucking with it consistently. Mm-hmm. We got some homies that told us they fuck with it this weekend.
My
homegirl Melissa was like, yo, she watched every episode. She's like, I seen every episode. I like
clicked in.
She liked both episodes with the women on them because she's likes the female points of view.
Yeah.
But she's seen every episode.
Yeah.
My brother Brian hit me like, yo, when you said this, I'm like, oh shit, you watched the podcast? I'm like,
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
I ain't know brother B.
my man Wavy's tuned in all the time. Shout out my brother Wavy, always tuned in. Twin is always tuned in. Shout out Twin.
Yeah,
so
Twin. Captain
Sarah.
Kirk.
I'll see y'all soon. Yeah. I know Captain Kirk is always tuned in because Captain Kirk always hit me and be like, yo, you was tearing that rum punch up, and tonight ain't gonna be no different, brother. I'm jumping right onto the rum punch in a second, just waiting on some ice. And link right here. Yeah. Order your Captain Kirk's Jamaican rum punch. I'm telling you, order it. You're gonna love it. If you don't love it, let me know. Because I truly don't believe that you're not gonna love this right here. And it's almost a cookout season.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna need an extra shipment as soon as I start having these cookouts in the backyard again. I had my backyard fixed yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Bag came over. Yeah. My awning was a little slanted, like that. I had him.
What's an awning? I don't know what that is.
I had him lifted up, extended straight across, but like an industrial ceiling fan. I had a indoor ceiling fan on there, like on some janky bullshit, like a living room ceiling fan in my backyard. I gotta replace that, man.
I miss having a porch with an awning in the balcony. I miss it.
You're welcome to come over anytime, brother.
All right. I'll be
Captain
there.
Kirk's on deck.
I put something on the grill yesterday.
Put something on the grill. We got the NBA finals coming up. We come to the crib, watch the finals. If you're a baseball guy, we got World Series is late on. But all summer we're gonna be grilling in the house. So our guest is running a little late, but we will just continue until he gets here. So we was on the road last week. We didn't see you. How was your weekend?
Weekend was busy. It was just busy. I had an audition that it was for a sitcom that was on Netflix. I didn't get it because they would have taped a couple days ago, but I'm getting close. I mean, I felt like I just knocked it out. So the process is working, and that's it. That's like the biggest thing.
Okay. The spots?
I didn't do any. I didn't do any spots except for Wednesday at the It's Just Jokes open mic. I do that on Wednesdays, and you know the bit that I was working on about the first dating rules. So I got some ideas for that. So I'm excited about trying that.
I wrote a new bit today. Actually, it was like, yo, hold up. I said this shit might actually go right into the rotation right now.
Yeah.
Like it might go in the set right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in there.
Because it was a clear, it was a concise thought. Like sometimes I'll have an idea. This is why sometimes it don't go straight in. Because I'll have the idea and I'm like, I gotta work this. It's good, but I gotta figure out what I want to say with it and the beats of it all. This one today was like, wait, this is the thing, and this goes. Oh wait, and that connects, and I could do that and that. So I kind of got a through line already. Like this might go just right into the set. I might do it this weekend.
So that's where you work out your stuff that you don't have that part of the joke. Like you said, okay, this is the thing. This is that. So when you don't have that, but you have the idea, where do you usually work that out at?
For me, it's like school. Remember in school, your teacher would write the aim on the board. That's in my bits. The aim is what I'm talking about. So it'll be dating. And then I have like 5 or 6 or 7 or however many bullet points I want to make sure I get to in this one topic.
Right.
So while I'm up there, I'm like, okay, I got that first one. How do I transition to the second one? And but then not only do I have to go from one to the other, they have to flow. And I see that's the thing a lot of times I see in comics. Yeah, you got 10 things in that joke, but that shit was all discombobulated. You should have went here to there, not here to here, because that don't track. You can't go like, dating. It's like, when you first meet a girl, and this is the thing, like, okay, that's the first bullet point. When you first meet a girl, and then the second thing can't be like, and then y'all break up and this happens, and then after that you go, but when y'all get to know each other, nah, it can't go that. It has to track. That's the literally track, like
A, B,
you
C,
can follow
D,
it.
E, F, G.
Right.
So
I see that a lot.
So my question is, if you don't work it out, say like how you said, I might probably work it out this weekend. So where do you?
Where do I work it out?
Where do you work it out to
I
flesh it out?
I work locally at the local comedy clubs. Like
Okay,
I'll go up
like the factory.
at the factory, 20
okay.
minute spot. I'll do a joke that I know works just to let them know. Like,
Yeah.
It's me.
Like,
It's
hey.
still me. You know what I'm saying? And then let's slide it in.
Okay, all right, bet.
Morning. Aaron had to get us some ice. Ice is here. Ice is here.
Appreciate
you, brother.
it.
Yes, ice has arrived. Now I can enjoy Captain Kirk's Jamaican rum punch.
Yeah. We need more ice too for the
Guests.
For the guests?
Yeah,
Oh, we need another cup?
or we could just use some of this.
Nah, he ain't getting my eyes.
You got more ice?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, pour in one more cup for the guy. Yeah.
So
And if you want one, we got extra.
So about new bits, like when they spontaneously happen, like that's him. So in my head, the Dr. Miami, Dr. Attitude bit. So like I don't know how new that was.
That's
from
very
the
new.
paper. So that
Very
looked
new.
like that came right then.
But yo, that shit hit so hard.
yeah, it's like that's got to stay in.
Let's go with you. How you? Come on, bro. We got a liquor sponsor. Captain Kirk's Jamaican rum punch. We gonna get you a cup of ice. I'm telling you.
Look, go
I'm
ahead and
telling
indulge,
you.
brother. Go ahead and indulge.
Oh, he's just mad because we got a plastic cup. He like, I don't care y'all drinking. Y'all niggas using my cup. He like, y'all using my fucking cup.
Yeah, you would get that's fresh ice right there. Fresh ice.
Drink.
I'm gonna get it. I got another one coming.
Captain Kirk's Jamaican rum punch. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, comic, actor, writer, producer,
Plastic cup boy.
most important, father.
Yeah.
Father.
Yeah.
Naeem Lynn, y'all. Naeem Lynn is in the green room, everybody. Naeem, what it do?
Ooh, what up?
What's the deal, yo?
What's the deal? What's
Trying
the
to get you
deal?
for a minute, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
Fucking be busy.
Y'all in town this weekend?
Yeah. We're supposed to be in Mississippi, but it got canceled.
What happened? Storm or something?
Nah,
Segregation laws.
The AC, the AC in the building don't work, so he postponed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never cancel, just postpone.
Yeah, postpone.
That's what I tell them all the time. Never cancel, just
we got the
postpone.
volume. I'm close enough.
You good?
good?
Check your sound. Yeah. Wait, hold up. Try that.
You can put me on the spot.
You
Is
just-
this
you
the same
spec-
shit that was at
the party.
birthday
Yes,
party?
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. See, Kirk, I told you it was a hit at the birthday
It's a
party.
hit. It's a hit.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so let's
sir.
jump right
I don't know
into
where the fuck I'm gonna find rum for the rest of the night.
that. Hey man, I got
Everywhere.
another one for you if you want it. So let's just jump right into the whole thing. We'll double back. We'll like jump around. So what's that like touring with arguably one of the biggest comics working today? Like, it has to be a different aesthetic, just aesthetically, than a weekend at the Improv.
Man, that shit.
Or is it just jokes?
It's kind of second nature now. I don't really. I was there from the beginning,
Right.
So I don't know. Like, if I just came out of nowhere and was doing it, I'll probably be like, oh man, it's amazing and all that. But
Right.
it's really just work for us, man.
Uh-huh.
You know, we have a little bit of fun. You know, we talk shit, we watch the games, we make bets on all and stuff like that. Same shit y'all do, regular,
Right.
regular
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But it's just a bigger stage. That's
Right.
it. I prefer the bigger stages.
Okay, so people that don't know, if you've been living under 10 rocks for a long time, Naeem is opening act for Kevin Hart's tour, and it's the biggest tour going right now, probably, right?
Think that a cat?
Cats is
Probably.
big.
Well, our shit is definitely bigger than that.
Shots fired already.
Boom!
That's fine, or it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying?
The truth can be a shot fired sometimes. The truth can be a shot fired.
Especially when you say it.
We drop names around here.
Sebastian does very well in certain markets. Like, I think he might have the record now for the Garden. Like, anywhere where there's Italians, he gonna
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
shit. And then I think he has certain, and it could have changed by now.
Right.
But I know on his previous tour, he had cities where he would go and he would sell out a bunch of shows. Then he has cities where he might not do it as well.
Right.
You know, which is most of us.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's what's up. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think of like what big tours are
Bill
going on. Right?
Bill Burr's always huge. The biggest comedians right now are probably Bill Burr. Jim Gaffigan always huge.
Yeah, Gaffigan is
Huge.
And wait, so and Jerry's been going out now. So Jerry, I'm sure he's packing them in.
Mitch Mulaney.
Mitch Mulaney, yeah.
He's probably top. He's top.
Wait,
5.
you mean John Mulaney?
John Mulaney?
John Mulaney.
Mitch
Rest,
Mulaney is
rest in
dead.
peace, Mitch Mulaney.
Dead.
Rest in peace, Mitch Mulaney.
Oh, Mitch Hedberg, yeah.
No, Mitch Hedberg's passed.
That's what he said. He said he's dead, but he said Mitch and then
Mitch
Mulaney.
Hedberg is passed,
Right, that's
and
what I
Mitch
said.
Mulaney is
is
passed.
passed.
Oh, okay.
John Mulaney.
They both did.
He said they both dead. Okay.
John Mulaney, my
Both
bad.
Mitches.
Yeah.
John Mulaney is probably top 5 right now as far as like what he's doing with numbers. Then of course Chris, Chappelle, and Kev, and Kat.
Gotcha.
John Mulaney is definitely an acquired.
I'm about to say, quite like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
You got to really be into that.
Most of the motherfuckers are
Acquired.
acquired.
What motherfuckers?
The top guys.
the non-black.
I think
non-black.
I think the non-black guys.
I think the non-black guys are more of an acquired taste because they don't have a mixed audience.
Neither do
No. I think Bill Burr is across the board.
Yeah, Bill Burr's across. Yeah, with the
But
exception of Bill.
and I think Kev is across the board.
No,
Chrissy is definitely
yeah.
across the board. Dave's across the board.
Kev got all white audience, man.
Yeah?
Tickets too high now. Niggas like, man, watch that shit on Netflix. Fuck that.
But I think, a guy like John Mulaney, I'm just like, I would be shocked to see like.
Yeah, my homeboy was on his show, was on his series, Seton Smith. Came up, we grinded together in D.C.
Yeah.
He was on the Mulaney show, John Mulaney show. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
He's working with him.
Yeah, he got a fan base though. He
Yeah,
figured
no,
that out.
I can't. You can't front on that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like,
yeah.
I don't think I'd go and see a bunch of people that look like us
Nah.
coming out about it.
Nah. No, but I did some college dates with Mulaney back in the late O's. What do you call it? What do you-
Yeah. 09, early 2000s.
09, late O's. Me, him, Nikki Glazier, Dan Levy, who tours with John Mulaney.
Yeah.
So I was the token.
I remember Dan Levy used to work the comic strip back in the days when like I had just got in and he like came maybe a year or so after, and
He's one of my favorite white guys. I like
comedians.
white guys.
Just white
This
people.
period.
Yeah, no, he's a homie. Dan Levy's a homie. And I didn't even know he was blowing up until I did a gig one time. I forgot where I was, and it was a white girl, like super pasty white girl. After the show, some white girls have like swag.
Yeah.
She was like straight.
A white.
Karen. She was like
Pace
Karen.
is not good enough.
She was like Karen. You know what I'm saying?
Pace is not good enough.
And
It's
she
super
was like, "Do you know John? Do you know Dan Levy?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's my man." Do you really know Dan Levy? And I'm like, "The fuck?" Weird ass question. And then I realized, like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this nigga's blowing up. I didn't realize that he was,
He stayed working. He writes on shows.
Yeah.
He's
I auditioned for his sitcom,
Really?
like before COVID, and it was one line. I swear, like First they told me it was an audition for the Dan Levy sitcom, the untitled Dan Levy sitcom. And I was like, this is how, I tell you, I live in my own little world, so I don't even know who's blowing up. Even if it's my friend, I would have to find out through social media or some shit. I don't follow what everybody's doing. And when they sent me the audition, I said, I wonder if it's Dan Levy that I know, like my friend did. And I walk in the audition, and he's sitting there. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, this is your show? He's like, yeah. I'm like, this nigga used to do, like, he was whack back in the day. Like, I was shocked it was him. And it was a line. It was like, maybe like 4 or 5 lines. But it was one line. I was like, yo, let me ask you a question. What does this mean right here?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, no, because when you say it, you got to. And I was like, I don't get it, bro. He was like, no, because
audition?
Yeah, in the audition. Before I went in, like, if I got any questions, I ask before I start.
Yeah.
So he was like, no, because she says this, and he says, and I'm like, nah, I don't. I said that don't make sense. That don't really make sense to me. No, because she says this, and I said, all right, let's just shoot it, man, because I don't get it. And I auditioned, I had a good read, but I knew when I walked out of it, I'm like, there's no way.
The writer was like,
I told the nigga that wrote it. No, he wrote it. No, I told him his show, his writing. I don't get this shit, man.
Damn,
And I walked out, I know he was like, nah.
But that's
like,
just
nope.
so funny that how
like,
you were
before he
saying,
started.
yo, he was just, this nigga, he wasn't, and now he doing that. It's a lot of non-black people in that position where you just.
Oh, it's a lot of black people too. It's a lot of
a lot of black people that get that opportunity, like to have their own show. The majority of them.
Oh no, I thought you meant.
No, I'm talking about
like,
funny wise. They're like, yo, how did that happen? Or word. Like,
Okay.
yeah, like.
I thought you meant comedically, like you don't see somebody for a while.
Yeah, no.
them,
I'm
like,
just
oh,
talking
shit.
about the level of talent that, you know what I mean, when you kind of look at it. You're like, yo, my man got a show. Like, how did that happen? Like,
So Dan is one of those people that, like a lot of writers, if you write long enough, they'll let you pitch some shit, even for yourself.
yeah.
And, I would say there's a high percentage of that not being successful.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it may just. That's why I never really wanted to get into the writing things. I didn't want people to look at me as a writer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've had opportunities. I got they asked me to write on Arsenio Hall show. When it came back, turned it down. They asked me to write on Survivor's Remorse. I turned it down. I'm like, nah, I don't. I just want to be in front of the camera.
Okay, what's that logic? Because I have my feelings towards certain things like that, but I want to see what you say about it.
I just feel like if you start taking writing jobs, then you're gonna get caught up in that. And I know they're time consuming and they're very demanding. And then you may you like, all right, I'm making money, and then you get away from what your actual goal is, and that's to be in front of the camera. And there's some people that have flipped it into something else.
Right.
Donald
Glover.
Glover.
He was a writer.
Yeah, he's right on
Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Rec.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and the chick that always do what's the chick from SNL? She always does the chick that was running for president.
Not Tammy.
Nah, with the glasses. Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Tina
I was
Fey.
thinking Tammy.
Oh, that's right. Tina Fey. Yeah, Tina Fey was a writer. Yeah. Okay, so my thought is always I turn down writing gigs. I turn down radio. I've turned down radio several times. I get a call every couple of years. Hey, they starting up this new urban station. They need the straight guy. They need the girl. They need the comic.
I feel like a retirement
Offer. I always say, respectfully, I decline because that's not the dream I'm chasing.
Right.
So I don't want to do it. I'm going to be there every day. Like I'd rather be doing this.
Is it too corporate? 9 to 5-ish?
2 9 to 5-ish. Too much.
Early morning.
Too many rules. What we do, I do me. Nobody tell me nothing. What I do. What I do right now, nobody can say shit. And that's like a comfort that most 9 to 5ers wish they had. So I turned down radio. I turned down writing. I've turned down commercials. I've turned down warm up.
Why commercials?
Because I feel like when they see you always want the industry to see you how you want to be seen.
But what about if you got a campaign though?
I'll do a commercial if it's Tony Rock for this.
Right.
I don't want to be the guy that just goes, the chicken is good.
They don't know.
Remember when Orlando Jones had the
Sprite.
7-Up deal?
7-Up.
Yeah.
That I could do.
Okay, because then he ended up turning that to a movie.
I could do Jake from State Farm if I'm Tony for State Farm.
You can't be Jake.
I can't be Jake. I can't be Jake.
But this
I could be
is Jake's shirt.
Tony Rock here. Yo, Tony Rock here. Did you know State Farm has some of the lowest
You could flip
deductible?
Jake.
I
You
could do that.
flip- Jake could be flipped though. Like if Jake.
I seen Jake at the Clippers game. 900 people. Jake. I'm not walking through the fucking
You know who,
Oracle Arena and they took Jake and my name Tony Rock. No way.
You know who had a crazy commercial run and then turned into acting?
Lamorne.
There you go.
Lamorne.
And he's still doing commercials.
Yeah.
He went back to doing commercials.
Yeah,
But Lamorne had was doing like shows on BET.
Yeah, he was a VJ for BET.
He was.
So that commercial run of his was an upgrade from what he.
Right. But what I'm saying is he ended up becoming a successful actor after.
Right.
Like TV. Because a lot of times you look at commercials like that's just what they do. They do commercials.
Right.
He's a commercial actor.
But nobody knew Lamorne for stand up first.
He don't do stand-up.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody was like, yo, that's the stand-up dude.
Yeah.
I just saw him on stage.
It was like, oh, my man went from commercials to...
Right. It was like, oh, that's the guy that was in the
right.
commercial. It wasn't, yo, that's the comedian. You know what I'm saying?
So if Jake was a stand-up comedian, this would be perfect for him, maybe. Like, if he wanted to parlay that into appearances.
If Jake was a stand-up comedian, he would be... But see, the thing, he's in a contract, so he can't audition for no TV shows.
Wait, if Jake was a stand-up comedian, he would be what?
I think he would flip it.
He could flip.
He'd be on tour. He'll be killing.
I don't
You don't think so?
I think that'd be funny.
I doubt it.
No, if he was good.
Yeah, if he was good.
If I booked the role of Jake, Trey Elliot playing Jake, I'm on tour, and it's
And
gonna be
everywhere
successful.
you go, they say Jake. They don't know Trey Elliott.
Oh, no, they gonna know.
But you would have to manage the
they gonna
perception.
know.
You're going to have to manage
And
that shit.
Marquis on the Improv would say Trey Elliott, Jake.
It was like Trey Elliott, a.k.a. Jake from State Farm.
But then they would know his name after that.
I'm gonna be
Hey,
like,
hey,
yeah,
Trey Jake.
Well, these dollars say Andrew. And
Oh, if you're
Benjamin.
doing it for money, then that's different. By all means, do your thing.
Trey Jake.
I'm just saying I'm not doing it. Everybody do what the fuck they want to do. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you have to manage.
I want to be seen the way I want to be seen. I've always handled my business that way. So far, it's working out. I'm everywhere I want to be. I want to be further, yes, but that's part of the process.
But that's with acting anyway. Too, black people gonna call you your acting name that they familiar with the most too.
If you only on one thing.
If you just did that.
Cause motherfuckers, like
They don't call Denzel. It's too much shit to call Denzel.
Yeah.
No, he's Denzel Washington.
They definitely calling Keisha Knight Rudy though.
yeah.
What has she done since?
Well, she's on House of Pain.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she been on that shit for years.
She always gonna be called Rudy. You know, black people.
Theo, motherfucker, if you want,
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting because Theo's still Theo.
if you was on a show that was huge, then they going, and that's the only thing you did, people gonna call you that for the rest of your
Nigga,
life.
you was one season away from
like
motherfuckers
typecast.
walking around dirt.
Urkel.
No, I still
you
get it.
was
I still
one
get it. I still get
season.
dirt. I still get dirt.
Jaleel White always gonna be Urkel.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, motherfuckers see
my
him.
nigga though,
They gotta
stop.
fight that. Jaleel. Sorry.
Especially if they see him with his wife now. You know that.
It ain't Laura.
You see his wife? They definitely gonna be like Urkel.
I was mildly disappointed.
He was mildly disappointed.
I was like, good for him. And then it's
You know what?
it's her.
We've had him on our show a couple times. I'm cool with him.
Yeah,
He real black dude. He say nigga a lot.
Yeah.
Nigga, you better.
He always like
That's the
somebody.
qualification. He say nigga a
I'm
lot.
saying he say nigga a lot. It's believable.
He better compensate.
He's a real black dude. He just like to play in the snow.
He just like to play in the snow. There.
I'm sure,
Ain't nothing wrong
I'm
with it.
sure it's been a whole nother world over there for him. Like sisters, you was Urkel. Nigga. You was like the ultimate cornball. So they ain't gonna. They ain't,
gotta
like you
like
said.
you like you.
They know you for whatever, right?
You definitely got to like who like you.
If you in that situation.
But how about when he was Urkel?
Yeah.
How about when he was Stefan? You don't think he
Nobody bought into that.
That was for 3 episodes.
Somebody bought into that.
Nobody
Stefan.
bought into that.
The elixir fixer.
Yeah.
That's what he drank, and then he became.
Oh, you was really.
Yeah, man, yeah, I remember all
Find out
that.
he had a Stefan.
He was in the basement. Fox was in the basement. Like, wait, what was
Find out
it?
he had a
Nigga,
Stefan
nigga, I
Urkel
was-
outfit.
I was jealous, man. When New Edition came on there, he was doing the steps with New Edition. I was like, man, how you
They had a
get
lot of stars on that show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shy.
You see,
Son, I ain't never watched that shit.
Nigga, Orlando
Darius
Brown.
McCrary.
I said the
Oh yeah, something.
He lost his goddamn.
What was he
He always
doing?
been a weirdo though.
Eddie always been Eddie Winslow.
He ain't been this weird.
You mean
This
Darius?
is getting
Well,
weirder.
nigga married Superhead about 10, 12 years ago.
Wait,
so.
married? Ooh, wow.
Yeah, he married Superhead.
Man, that ain't that weird.
That was
That ain't
I mean,
that
yeah, you're
weird.
right.
that was a great
You just
3
said what
weeks.
her name was. That ain't that
I mean,
weird.
this was after she put the book out though. Like it's been documenting all the dick she done sucked and fucked.
Yeah,
Well-
and while she was writing it, guess who dick she was sucking? The whole time she's writing the book, he's like, hey, what chapter you on?
He
What
didn't
chapter you on?
Apostrophe.
Which chapter?
Yeah, that's
Bobby,
all-
Bobby
that's
Brown
all
was
right.
fucking with her, slept on her couch. So you know,
That
look,
nigga was homeless though.
Bobby
Yo,
Brown could never be.
Have you
homeless.
ever met her like back in the day?
I met her. I met her.
In person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one of them spots on Kauai. Maybe was it?
Yeah, we used to be was
Man Cave.
It
I think I
was-
met her at
yeah,
Man Cave.
that's where she was
Somewhere.
at.
I met her. Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Pool or some shit.
Yeah.
And I knew her son name was Naeem.
Oh
So
shit. Okay.
so then I just started a conversation just talking. I was like, "What's your name?" She told me, "Yeah, I'm Naeem." Then the whole face changed. That's my son's name. I was like,
You don't say.
"Oh shit!"
Like, I can't fuck you. You got my son name.
So what you want to do now?
I met her in a party one night with Herb. Herb introduced me to her.
That nigga know everybody.
Didn't know who she was. Straight up didn't know who she was. Just chopped it up. Had a little
This
conversation.
is before the book.
This before the book.
I met after.
This is before the book. I think it might have been season 1 or 2 of all of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like early. Might have been season 1. And we just chopped it up. Pretty girl. And I'm in LA. So I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, who you talking to? Your man here? Something like that? We exchanged numbers. And this one I had the spot on Hollywood. And I remember that night I get home. House phones. Remember back, you had house phones back then. And I walked in the house as soon as I put the key in the door. Opened the front door, phone was ringing. I was like, oh shit. Like, hello? And it was Shorty calling, like, yo, you home? And I was like, yeah, I just walked in the door. We chopped it up for a little bit. And
Get to the part where she sucked your dick.
Get to the
nah. Yo, look, I'm saying, I had no idea who she was. So we talking, and then
Yeah,
she
right.
was like, so how's your family? Or something like that. And I'm like, my family good. Your brother's good? I'm like, how you know my brother? She's like, I mean, I know who you are, and I know your brother. And when she said that, I
She
was
was
like,
trying to get to Chris.
I said, nah, I can't fuck with this chick. I was like, I can't. Because I had just came off a fucked up run in LA of fucking with this chick from back home that moved out here around the same time I did, that was fucking with my brother, and I didn't know. I was staying in Shorty crib and everything.
Yeah.
She didn't tell me jack.
But she wasn't a porn star.
She was not a porn star. But she didn't tell me I used to fuck with your brother.
Right.
And then we went to New York, and I think I told us. Did I tell the
You
story
was at
on
the
podcast
game.
before?
You was at
Yeah, I
the
was at the
Knicks-
Knicks game.
Yeah.
And you know how your brother, you always brag about your new chick to your brother. So he like, my brother's like, Chris is like, yo, I got this new chick. You got to see her. She bad. She this. I'm like, nigga, I got this new chick. You got to see her. Boom, boom, boom. I'm at the Knicks game. He courtside. I'm like 10 rows back. You know, our seats were reflecting of our money. And I might have been 20 rows back. And I hit him like, yo, I'm right behind you. If you look back to your left, he turned his phone. Yo, where you at? I'm like, look to your right. And he saw me. I'm like, yo, he told the girl that he was with, stand up. So she stood up and was like, and I'm like, I told Shorty, yo, stand up. She was like, I'm like, yo, just stand up real quick. No. I said, yo, just stand up, wait to my brother. And then I seen her face, the way she was getting up was like, and when she looked, he was like,
The real live same.
and
girl
I
video.
saw that shit like,
Man.
I was like, and she said,
This is the girl out here in L.A.
yeah, and she
Okay.
sat back down, and I was like, I gotta gotta watch the rest of the game.
What quarter was this?
Nigga, Patrick Ewing hitting threes. I'm like, then the Knicks are up by 30. I'm like,
Game going to overtime. Now you got.
Damn.
so we leave that night. I'm like, yo, so what was that about? And she was like, I know Chris. What you mean you know Chris? I know him.
Biblically.
We met at a party and we hung out, and I know him.
And you was living with the chick.
I was living with
Whoa.
the chick in Studio City, right across the street from that damn what's the spot?
Her crib or your crib?
Her crib.
Okay.
And what's the spot everybody go to breakfast at?
Dupars.
No. The one right here.
Oh,
Nels?
No. Right, as soon as you get
Craig,
to the valley,
Craig.
Dorms.
the pancake spot.
Vivian's.
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 Right across the street where that supermarket is.
Yeah.
Right there. Boom. Apartment right there.
Right.
I came out for like the network meetings and all that stuff. And she's like, you can just stay with me. So I came out, crashed with her, went back to New York. I was doing back and forth like every week or so. And was living in Shorty crib, had clothes there and everything.
My cousin used to live in there.
That same apartment building where everybody moves to. That same
Not the
apartment.
Avalons.
One of those
My
shits, yeah.
cousin.
Everybody moves in there when they first moved to LA.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of this shit crib. And that's when I stayed with Butch.
Oh, okay.
And like left clothes and shit. Was like, I just got the fuck out of here. And she kept calling me. I wouldn't answer the phone. And then she called my manager Richie, my manager at the time, and was like, I can't get in touch with Tony. I'm worried about him. And bitches will always sell a fucking story. Bitches is the greatest story sellers. She was like, I think he's out here doing drugs and running with the wrong crowd, and he got caught up in the lifestyle, and he's out here doing drugs, running with the wrong people. And my manager called me like, yo, what's up, man? What the fuck are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? Where the fuck are you right now? I'm like, I'm at Butcher's crib. What the fuck is this girl? And he was all Italian, all Irish dude. What the fuck is this broad telling me about you? What broad? The broad you're fucking laid up with. And I'm like, nah, yo, I left. He's like, she said you're on drugs and she can't get in touch with you. I said, she fucked my brother and didn't tell me, so I'm not staying with her no more. Like, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, I didn't know. That's why I'm not talking to the bitch. She fucked my brother.
She knew the whole time, man.
She knew the whole time.
That's a raggedy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Damn.
And look, now here's the crazy shit. I still run into her sometimes. In New York, I'll go to the Comedy Cellar sometimes, and she's sitting up in the Comedy Cellar with a dude, because she's a comic.
She likes comedians.
Comedians, yeah. So I go in there sometimes.
It ain't Jordan, is it?
And I'm holding court. I walk in the Comedy Cellar. It's like, yo, I'm like, Norm. So, yo, when you get back, how long you staying? And she'll be in the corner with some dude. I walk up like, hey, what's up, yo? How you doing? Oh, this is my boo. And this is my brother. This is my brother Tone. And I'm always like,
wow.
I could just blow her whole shit up right there. Like, yo, bro, she sucked my dick. Like, how am
my
I her
brother's
brother?
dick.
And my brother's dick. Like, how am I her brother? But I just let it go. I'm like, that's what she into. Yeah, but that's one of them wild stories from.
She didn't like comedians. She liked siblings and shit.
Like funny siblings. Wait, so we go back. I don't even know if you know how far we go back. We go back to MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Facts.
You hit me on MySpace.
Before I actually met you.
Yeah, it was like crazy long time ago. MySpace. I'm scrolling and it was like, yo, my name's Naeem. I don't remember exactly, but it was like, my name's Naeem. I'm a comic. Like I'm paraphrasing. It might have been like, yo, I respect what you're doing or something like that. It can't be easy for you coming behind your brother. Yo, keep up the good work, some shit like that. I was like, oh, this nigga, that was cool. Like on social media, motherfucker getting actually a good comment on the social media. That's just not normal.
Nah.
And then months later, maybe even a year later, like you moved to LA.
I moved here January 08.
08.
Oh.
Okay, so like,
got here before
where'd you start? How'd you start? Let's get to that, your origin story.
I started performing I was in at college at Temple University. I started performing there, and then Trey hosted a show at my school, and he invited
Shout out to Ray.
Shout out to Ray.
He invited me to the Laugh House.
South Street.
That was my first time. I didn't know shit about comedy clubs. I didn't know they existed really.
Right.
So he invited.
You were
me
just going to attend the show.
No, he invited me to come perform.
Oh shit.
Because he hosted a show that I used to do shows at the school.
Oh okay.
Oh.
Like, or if a comedian came to the school, they knew I was kind of like new and doing my thing, so they would let me host for they would basically, they was pimping me basically. We don't need no host, just let the nigga that go there. And Trey invited me to the Laugh House, and that was my first time in a comedy club. And then I started going there a little bit, and then we had a celebrity basketball game at the school, and Talent was one of the people that was in the game. And actually, I met him before that. I met him. Michael Collier had a show at my school for homecoming.
Shout out Michael Collier.
Shout out to Michael Collier. And I begged the lady from student activities to let me perform. She's like, you gotta show me a tape. I finally found the first tape from the first time I went on stage, and I ripped it. So then she's like, all right, if Michael says it's okay, you can go up. Talent was hosting. Michael Collier was like, yeah, go ahead. So let me do 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I blazed that 3 minutes. And so then Talent was like, I got a spot up New York. You want to come up? So I was like, all right. Matter of fact, I think I seen him again at the celebrity game. And that's when he told me I got a spot in New York, which is Boston Comedy Club. Mm-hmm. And so I went up there just one random Sunday just to see the shit. Yeah. And I was like at the bottom of the stairs. They had the stairs.
Hell yeah.
He was just like, he was at the top of the stairs. He's like, yo, that's my man. Let him up. He remembered me and shit. And then he put me on that night. I was scared as fuck. I was like, hey, I was just coming to look.
Yeah. I'm just checking it
me
out.
and Jonathan Martin. We both went up that night.
Oh, yeah. Man,
I killed that shit.
Shout out Jonathan Martin.
And then, then I just started rolling. I would come up there probably like once a month. I was doing the New Jack shit for a minute, but I didn't give a fuck because it wasn't no bad spot on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
On the Sunday night at Boston.
Sunday night.
Oh, yo, if you don't know Sunday nights, Boston Comedy Club in New York City, it was called Boston Comedy Club because the owner was from Boston, Barry Katz. But that shit on a Sunday night,
Lit.
Whoa, my
That shit
goodness.
only probably sat like 100 or something. Maybe a little more.
And the way it sat was almost like you was in somebody's room just
It was
bullshitting
like,
around.
if you ever watched Def Comedy Jam,
That front part.
That front part was the
Yeah.
feeling of it. It had the people right there, right on the stage, and then on the side like that. That shit was. It was what Laugh Factory is here.
That's what
that was there. It was cracking, and they came out to have a good time. If you didn't do good in there, you just wasn't good.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like at the Laugh Factory. They came out to have a good time. I started doing that. Finally graduated, and then so on and so forth. I started working with Kev in 2001. We got real tight because I gave him a ride home from New York one day. We both was
From New York to Philly.
Yeah, we was both at the Boston Comedy Club at the same night. We both performed, and he needed a ride, so I gave him a ride, and we talked the whole way, deep ass conversation. He's like, "Man, you funny. That was funny. That's original. You just gotta, do this, do that." And he was hosting this shit called Sweet Cheeks. You ever been to Sweet Cheeks?
No.
Sweet Cheeks in Atlantic City.
No.
That was the most thugged out room you could ever go to, but they paid good. I'm talking about 2000, 2001. That bitch paid $250.
Okay.
Nigga, that was
That was good money.
that was a bag.
Yeah.
2001.
It was a hood ass little bar. They had the money. The motherfuckers would yell at you and cuss you out, tell you one shit. Then they shoot pool with you after, and it was all good. And I would take that money, I would go to the casino, try to flip it. Came up a couple times, lost all that shit. So I did that, and then he had to go on a little tour. So he's like, "Yo, you can just host this shit when I ain't here." So I start hosting that shit. I would go up there terrible. Just go up there like call a couple girls bitches.
He said he got
Bitch, you ain't talking about shit. I bring a comedian on. It was just a room to get money. It was hard to do.
Yeah.
Franz Cassius used to kill that shit. He used to go in there and do his thing,
He's still
Shout
doing the
out
same,
Franz.
same
It was
business.
the same routine he doing now. Yeah.
Yo. I can't let y'all shit on my man like that. Yo, shout out Franz, man. That's home team. That's Brooklyn right there. That's the homie.
I never say he wasn't funny. I just said it's the same fucking routine. So anyway, then the way we started working together was I was at his crib one night. He folding his shit up. Him and his ex-wife, they lived together a little spot in Philly. And he like, "Yeah, I'm going to do this college tomorrow." So I'm like, "Yo, I fly for free. My dad was work for United. I fly for free. So if you ever need an opener, you don't gotta pay me nothing. I just wanted the experience." And at that time, I'm 3 years in the game, but I was in school. I had a job. I wasn't really going up like that. I just wanted more experience. He's like, "You can come tomorrow." It's like 11 o'clock at night. He's like, "You come tomorrow." I was like, "Bet." He's like, "And I'll pay you 10% of whatever I make." So at that time, he's probably getting a stack. He gave me $100.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. We started doing the colleges. Then they went to the comedy clubs. Then they went to the theaters. And they went to the arenas. And everybody else that came around, not everybody, but Spank and Wayne definitely around because of me. I brought Spank around because Spank and Kev knew each other from high school.
Okay.
So I was like, "Yo," when I first moved out here, I started working with Cedric the Entertainer. And I was like, "Yo, why don't you just put Spank on for the shows I can't do?" He's like, "Nah, I don't know about that, man." I was like, "Just put him on, nigga, funny." Put Spank on, and then Sid had me working with him for about 6 months. Then he gave me the boot. I was like, "All right, I'm back."
Wait, how'd you get on Sid? That just came out of nowhere. Like,
So he had a Chris Spencer's 40th birthday show at the Savoy. I knew Cedric was going to be there, and the girl that was his nanny went to college with me. She played basketball for Temple. I was cool with her.
Okay.
So this was really a strategic
Connections,
move.
bro. Connections, yeah.
So I knew he was going to be there, and I was like, and at that time, I was super hungry. I had all my shit was sharp. I was like, now I get on stage around time, like, all right, what can I work on? Back then it was like you had your set, and you going hard every time you get on stage. I was like, all right, I'm one of the first 2 people. Savoy get a little fucked up when people start getting
Yeah, you got to go
hard.
on early, yeah. Early to mid, and then
Right.
don't go later than that.
Went up there, blazed that shit. So I hit old girl. I'm like, "Yo." The next day I was like, "Sid was at the show last night, asking what he think." And then she said something to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, he was funny as hell. Yeah, give me his number." And they called me a little while later, like, "Yo, I'm looking for some writers and shit, somebody to open up. I was like, let's do it. So like my plan worked.
So your job, which said was to open the show, but write for him.
Right.
Okay.
To open, it was me, him, and JJ. And to open,
JJ, that's my man.
yeah,
Right there.
and also to write. So I came in hungry, giving them little ad tags and shit. Excuse me. If you don't know what tags are, that's an add-on joke. And then I started trying to provide original material, and he wasn't really feeling it. So, then another thing, at first JJ was hosting, and then I would go in the middle, do like 10, 15, but I couldn't follow JJ. So, no, actually I was going first, and I was doing good. Then JJ started hosting, and I was going after him, so I was kind of like the fluffer. I couldn't follow him and shit.
Right.
Then, I go up there, stink it up, and go tear that bitch down. So, between that and between him not like an original material, I think he just moved on. It wasn't like, yo, you fired. It just like, no more calls is coming in for me.
Right.
So I started going back to Kev, and then he was like, he kind of had Spank, so then we had to start splitting dates. I was like, fuck this. I told this nigga, he's going to leave now.
Yeah.
So then finally, I was like, yo, let us both do the shows. And at that time, he was still just doing comedy clubs, so I had to get myself there. I said, let us both do the shows, and then I'll take less money, and I'll sell merch. I'll sell DVDs. And then it made everything work out.
Right. Okay, so how did you have? Was it just something that you just knew instinctively? Because I want people in comics to understand that, like, you had the wherewithal to say, look, here's my value. I can fly for free. Mm-hmm. So there isn't anything coming out of your pocket. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that kind of gave him the incentive, like, okay, fuck it, come tomorrow, because it cost me nothing.
Right, but then he ended up paying me, which he didn't have to.
Right, but my question is, like, you had the wherewithal to do that. Like, was that something you just knew, like, this is a hustle, like I could probably finagle it this way?
I really just wanted the experience. At that time, he was kind of like the new cat,
right?
But only thing he had done was Paper Soldiers. Mm-hmm. He didn't do anything big. I didn't see any of this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking at it like, we start playing video games. Niggas bond over video games and shit. We started playing Madden. Mm-hmm. We got cool, and I'm like, yo, if you ever need somebody to open for you, I'll come. I just want the experience. And I think because I approached him so humbly, he was like, come on. And then he really helped me, because he was like, yo, this is what comedy is. This is what you got to do. The same advice that Keith Robinson gave him, he paid it forward to me. Mm-hmm. And that was basically just be personal, talk about your family. Like, all the observational shit is cool, but who are you? And he kept telling me that and preaching that to me. And he's like, I don't care if you bomb. Go up there and work on your shit. And I was going up that motherfucker bombing like a motherfucker. It was uncomfortable for me, because although I was 3 years in, I was good.
Right.
With my observational shit.
Yeah.
And I took a couple steps backwards to end up going forward. And it just, it made me a much better comic in the long run, and even to this day. But I will say this. Working with Kevin, I believe wholeheartedly that working with him has definitely hindered my progress as an entertainer.
Please speak on that, because I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
But no, I have two questions now, because you said something about
Go ahead.
being better. You think you're a better comic now with your Who Are You material than you were then with your observational? Was that more your lane, like, and you had to get out of that lane?
I was just, back then, I was just, whenever I thought of something that made me laugh, I would write it down, and that was the joke.
Right. But, like, would you consider yourself like, I was a beast doing this right here?
I'm better now.
Okay.
I'm better now.
At this? Or the observation?
Because I still have observational jokes.
Okay.
More.
But now, my comedy comes from, not from what made me laugh, but just something that may have happened that I'm like, how can I make this funny?
Yeah, okay,
So when you arguing with your lady, something going on like that shit ain't funny in the moment.
Right.
Fucking hit me in the face. That shit ain't funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
flipped it.
My mind is always open and ready to receive material.
Dude, that's me. I can't even have a straight conversation with a regular person. Y'all take it how you want to take it. I can't have a conversation with a regular person, because my mind, when we're talking back and forth, is always like, where's the bit? What's funny here? What's the joke? But comics, when we talk, it's always like, yo, that's a bit, man. Write that down. Yo, that's dope as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm always doing that. So it's even hard to talk to like a chick. Like, I'm just like, where's the joke? I need material in it.
Right.
But that's the funny thing too, where when you talking about personal, you don't even have to find the material. At that point, it's just like finding the funny now.
Right.
It's just like, oh, I got the story.
Yeah, and it's also
trying to put it into the act. That's what you're doing. It's like, how does this fit in? Like, that's where the writing comes in.
it's also a plus to that because it's a commonality. When you're talking about your family and your life, whatever, it's a whole room of people that's like, yo, I didn't go through that particularly, but I went through something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Or you
I
know
can
somebody.
relate.
You know
It's
somebody.
being able to paint the picture. So really what it is you just get on stage and tell the truth, and within the truth you find these nuances, and you find the exaggerated parts.
Right,
of it.
right.
And then really after that, it's just the timing.
Yeah.
You figure out the timing of it, and it's done. Like we came back so quickly that I was like, all right, I gotta get in the gym.
Came back
On tour. Yeah.
after the tour ended, right back.
He finished in like July
Right.
of last year, and then he started doing the first show he did on his. He just was kind of freestyling. That was in like September, October, and then by like November, December, he had a new hour. So it's like, all right, I gotta have a new half hour, a new
Right.
20 to 30.
Right.
So I was like really beating up the clubs, just going at it, trying to figure this shit out. And I usually have a time, and it's for some reason, because Facebook always got your memories and shit. For some reason, there's like a time period of the year where I'm extra creative. It's like in the fall.
Okay.
And I'm like, I seen something like, damn, and to me, that's the best part of this shit. The creative process. When you got those new jokes and you get on stage and that shit working,
Hell
I
yeah.
can't wait to do
Hell
this shit
yeah.
again.
Hell yeah.
After that, then it kind of sometimes it get boring. You be like a robot up there.
Yeah.
When you get to that shit where you got a new 10, that shit is it just give you this feeling like, oh man, this is why I do this.
I had that moment recently after I shot the special. The special was shot, but it wasn't out yet. But I already felt like since I did it on a special, the rule is it's done.
Right.
Even though nobody saw the special, just in my brain, I was like, all that material's done. But I still had mad tour dates. So I really was on stage for like a couple of months.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't even feel like telling these jokes. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
even though nobody saw the special, I'm like, I just feel like I shouldn't be.
When you
So
done,
once I got
you
that
done.
that nice little new 5 or 7, that made me feel so good that I had new material
Right.
that I could tell the rest of the set, even though I knew it was like old dated material, I could tell the rest of it.
It feel better.
There was the same energy because I was like, this 5, just to tell this first 5 or 7 was like enough of a response from them. It made me happy enough to go, hey, I could just get through the rest of this.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you finish with a set, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna talk about next? You be like, I don't know where I'm gonna get material from, what I'm gonna talk about.
Yeah.
But you always open and ready to receive it, so it comes. But pause, that shit sounded crazy.
What?
Nigga paused himself. He paused himself.
But having a child, man, my daughter just gives me free material all the time. I just like, okay,
Yeah.
more jokes.
She's very funny.
She just give me it, but it don't even be when she's trying to be funny. It be the shit that I'm like, yo, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. So I don't even want to give it away, but Charleston hasn't differentiated yet with everybody between he, she, and him, her. So we'll be out, and somebody will say something to him. Is that he said hi. Who said hi? Him, and point to a lady. But sometimes, like the lady will catch it, like, oh, it's her. But sometimes it's a lady that I'm like, hey, this one, I don't know. Like,
right.
You gotta let my son get that one because I couldn't even know. I didn't.
They can't even be offended these days with all the programs.
Right.
Charles
Okay, so wait, I
was
want
gendering
to go back because I don't want to miss what you said earlier. You said you feel like it working with Kev has hindered you.
For sure.
I remember. I'm sure you remember this. You and I had lunch one time. You called me up like, yo, let's meet for lunch, and we talked about my struggle of trying to get out from under my brother, and yours of trying to get out from under Kev. And when we was like, maybe like something to consider would be like going off on your own, because you got to be your own man. I'm hopeful. It looks like it worked out. Like you figured it all out because you're still with him.
Well, that's still. It's always the plan. It's still the plan. It's hard because I make more money working with him.
Right.
than
Get-
do
I
at
get-
Comedy
I get-
Club
I get it.
doing one show than I will in the whole weekend.
Right.
And then 20 minutes of material, 20 minutes or 20, 30 minutes of stage time pays me more than 6 shows at 45 minutes.
Right.
You know, so it's less work, it's easy work. So
So that's a pro that you get to work on
Mm.
20 minutes at a time. You can get a new 20 every couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so it's difficult. Like, and I'm at that. I've been doing this shit 26 years, so I'm at that time in my career. It's like I don't really want to be working that hard. You know, I really want to get more acting opportunities, and then. When I get the acting opportunities, you know how it is. One hand wash the other. You become a big star doing this, then you become a big star doing that. So if I become a big star acting or I have a hot show, then more people will come out to my comedy shows.
My brother said the reason why I do movies, he said I don't even like the tedium of the movies. I don't like the get up and go and shoot days and all. I don't like none of that. The reason why I do movies is so people will see my movies and come and see me do stand up.
Yeah.
You know, come and see me
He
do
didn't say that
stand-up.
recently.
No,
Years ago.
But my brother says a lot of stuff that resonates with me for years.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking one day, and I'll say, "I remember when you said this," and he'll be like, "Damn, when did I say that?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you said that shit 15 years ago." And he'll be shocked that I have it so readily available in my brain.
Yeah.
So I do that. We always that's our conversations are like that all the time. He said, "You'll always lose money chasing women, but you never lose women chasing money." 25 years ago, told me that. Never forgot it.
Yeah.
He was the one that was like, you want people to see you how you want to be seen. Always remember that. And then he said, the reason why I do movies is so people will see my movie and come see me do stand-up. Right. And they'll come see me do stand-up and then go see my movies. And they see my movies and come see me do stand-up. But it all comes back to stand-up.
Right.
That's why Kev is still so successful and still can sell an arena because he's a movie star. So even though he may lose some of the black fans or the fans that can't pay for the tickets, you still got those other people that look at you as this huge star.
Right.
That's gonna come out. But the reason why I moved out here in 2008 is because in 2007 I got a holding deal with NBC. Not a development deal. The development deal was like $250,000. The holding deal was $8,000, but I won the Stand Up for Diversity competition.
Right.
And so
Well, my holding deal was $250.
no, you got a development deal.
I got a holding deal.
Okay.
Fresh out of Montreal. They offered me $100. I said no. They said $200. I said no. They said $250.
Well, they get off me $8, and I said, yes, please. 'Cause I was working at the goddamn airport before that. I might have bought something with that.
But see, I never got the money. I said no because they told me it's a holding deal. So if you take the money, you
Yeah.
can't meet with any other network. And I had just finished Montreal Festival.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, I want to meet with everybody.
Yeah.
It was UPN at the time. And I'm like, nah, I got to meet with ABC and Fox and NBC. Well, if you do that, you can't get the money. And I'm like, well, fuck it, let's play the game. I've never been controlled by money. Money has never controlled me.
I feel that.
So it's like, all right, nigga, I'll turn it down.
I moved out, and in that competition, you know, and I only name these people because they're doing really well right now, and I feel like it's relevant. But in the 10 finalists, Lil Rel was one of them, Michelle Buteau was one of them, Eric Andre was one of them, I think Shang Wang was one, and there was a few other people that bombed, but it was 10 people that made it to the finals. And Khalees Hawkins was one of them.
Oh yeah,
10
we went to
people
college together, me and Khalees.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Went to Clark.
10 people made it to the finals, and I had the best set, and I ended up winning. And after that, I got an agent and a manager, and NBC threw me to the wolves with the auditions, and I wasn't ready, but I was. I'm gonna say this one thing. I don't want to talk bad about my boy, but this is what, and this don't even have to be a bad thing, but it affected me. 3 Arts, who managed Kevin, they said they wanted to sign me because they saw me at the showcase, and then they asked Kev about me because up until then he hadn't introduced me to them or told them. They knew of me because I opened for him, and they said, "Yeah, we're thinking about signing your friend Naeem. How is he?" And Kev said, well, he doesn't know how to act. He can't act, and he's gonna need some help. But he had never seen me do any acting or anything like that.
Wow.
And the only reason I know he said that is because he told me he said it. So because he told me, I'm like, do you realize do you not realize that what you said is kind of some hate and shit? But it was a major mind fuck, and it fucked with me for many years because every audition I went into, I had this nigga in the back of my mind saying that he can't act, and I had to prove him wrong, and I was trying to succeed for the wrong reason. Right. And that shit that was '08. I didn't finally book something to 2014. So I was going 6 years of not booking it. And you know, when you come in, you hot, you getting a lot of auditions. Yep. If you bomb, then they don't want to see you no more. Right. So on the second go round, actually I wasn't even getting that many auditions. I just went in for one, and I really just gave a read, and I left like, yeah, it's another L. And then they called me. And then from that, my confidence started to grow. But that shit it really fucked with me, man.
Now, shit, where do you think that came from? To say that to his agent, to say that to the agency that was potentially going to sign you, where do you think that came from?
At that time, he hadn't hit his stride yet, and I don't know if he was possibly looking at me as competition, or I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if somewhere in his mind he felt like he was just being honest with them, but whatever the case was, it wasn't even honesty because he didn't know what I was capable of. So. But that's not the only reason why I said it's hindered me. It's hindered me because if I would have not been working with him and I got that and I just kept grinding it out, then the opportunities would have came for me. Because what's happened is working with him, the powers that be are around all the time.
Yeah.
Look at me as his opener. I had a conversation
Which
with Will.
goes back to what I said. I'm not doing fucking Jake from State Farm because you've got to see me how I want to be seen.
Right. I had a conversation with Will Packer recently, and we chopped it up, and I was like, because he was like, "Yeah, I really respect your talent," and I was like, "Bro, I appreciate you saying that, but it's hard for me to believe that because you've been around us so long and you haven't brought me in for not one audition, nothing." And I said, "I'm an actor, and I've tried to get you to watch some of my reels and all this shit, but it's just never anything." And I said, "That's because you just look at me as one of Kev's boys, the Plastic Cup Boys, which is." With some shit I don't like. Right. I don't like that shit. We fucking did the Mark Twain Prize, right? Soon as it was announced, I told Kev, I said, yo, I want to speak at the awards. Because I knew what the shit was. Right. Mark Twain, I watched a few of them. I know what it is. Dave Chappelle did it. Neil Brennan did a set on his, I'm like, I want to do that. And my pen game with speeches is great, right? So he like, cool, no doubt. When they start planning this shit and they started picking people, I wasn't part of that conversation. And they start saying, well, we're going to have all the Plastic Cup Boys go on stage at one time. But I am the only one that asked to do the shit. So now I'm pissed. I'm like, these niggas they didn't even want to do it. Right. I said, and y'all want to have all of us, not even the niggas that's not comedians. You about to have 8 niggas on stage when I felt like this was an opportunity for me to shine. Right? So I almost didn't do it, but I had to bring it back to perspective and say, this ain't about me. This is for my boy. Right. So they had a dinner the night before, and I said, this is when I'm going to do my speech that I wrote. I had a 9-minute speech. I killed that shit, recorded it and everything. And then on the actual show, everybody got on stage. Joey and Spank spoke, and then I spoke last. And, it didn't land like that because I used all my good shit on the shit was by myself. Yeah. Right. But it just proved my point that I need to be by myself, right? So, but these niggas, they making fun of me like, you bombed.
Oh, they said you bombed.
Yeah, they said like, even Kev was like, you bombed this shit. I'm like y'all saying that shit like y'all wanted me to bomb. Like nigga, this is my point. I want to be up by myself.
So damn, I got so many fucking questions, bro. Go.
So. What is there going to be a point in time where you're just going to say, fuck it? Like, Kev tour all the time. So this is the point in time you're just going to be like, all right, I'm done with the touring. Like, yeah, you're going to miss some money. But you said money ain't the end-all, tell-all.
My goal has always been to create my own level of fame so that when people come to our shows, they're coming to see both of us. So I don't mind still being the opener for him as long as I can do some theaters by myself and sell out a comedy club. And then, this is just more work and more money. But I still want to be respected in my own right and not just thought of as a Plastic Cup Boy. Next year, and I got to talk to Spank about this, I'm probably going to start going out by myself because the people that's selling out now are the people like that's either the really popular people, the people like you, or the influencers. The people that's in the middle space like us, we're not selling the tickets no more. So it's like if they're gonna pay for the room anyway, I don't need this nigga. We don't need to go out as a team. We just going out as a team because that's supposed to sell more tickets. So I'm like, fuck it, I might as well just go out by myself. And we're gonna have the same amount of people in there, and I'm gonna make the same money, and then I can have whoever I want to have open for me.
So you feel like you're like, you know how they say when, like, I'm just naming a name, if, oh, I'm signing to Jamie Foxx record label, or I'm signing to this, like, you know, like, you ain't gonna never get your album out, you know what I mean, as long as you up under somebody like that, you know what I mean, that's the position you feel like your album won't come out as long as you're, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, right now I'm just in that space of just creating my own opportunities, man. Surprisingly, Netflix turned down my special. I sent the special to them that was already recorded, and I already have two with them, but they were both Plastic Cup Boy specials. So this one, which is me by myself, which is better than those. They said no. It is only 35 minutes, and they said they were like, well, if it was an hour, then yeah. But
That's just some shit to say because Quakes was.
Yeah, everybody was 30.
Donnell's was 30 minutes.
35, 40.
Yeah, that's some shit. They just said that shit. That's some. They be in suits when they say some shit like that.
So it's like that just shows me like, okay, if they're saying like if Kevin's name isn't attached to it or if it's not.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
If that shit was 5 minutes, if it was Kevin Hart presents Naeem Lynn for 5 minutes, they'd be like, fuck yeah.
Right. So
And that's something.
I'm about to go the YouTube route. You know, like it's done really well for Ali.
yeah.
Schwartz, he did his shit was YouTube. So I'm just like, I'm at that space now.
Schwartz?
Where
Who's Schwartz?
Somebody hurt?
Andrew Schwartz.
Oh, Andrew
Schultz.
Schultz.
Oh, Schultz.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
That shit.
Schultz.
Yeah, that
Schultz.
shit.
Yeah,
That shit went big.
Jamaican rum, they do it all the time.
I'm at that space now where I'm really putting my money where my mouth is. You know, you saw I shot my pilot last year. Y'all came to this shit, and
Maybe an extra, but we ain't gonna talk about it. Call all my shit out. Nigga did me how they did you with Hitch.
Your scenes didn't even make it. Your scenes didn't even make it.
But see, yeah, my little.
but I mean, that wasn't. But yeah, man, I'm gonna keep putting my money where my mouth is, and the good thing is like, if the shit don't get picked up, still you can write that off. It ain't like you just
Lost it,
Yeah, and we come from a time where TV is what it is. So that transition into social media, the YouTube and all that, it don't feel the same. Like, I don't want no show on YouTube. Meanwhile, motherfuckers is getting the bag on YouTube,
Right.
Tubi or whatever the case may be.
It don't feel right.
So I'm like, all right. I talked to this chick. She has a media company. She worked with me before, and she's like, all right, we about to roll it all out. This we're going to do. We're going to put your special out. We're going to take your pilot and make it into mini episodes and put that out and let it create a buzz, and then you get the money to finish shooting the rest of it. So, and I believe that that's going to work. I got good people working with me that can get the money. You know, I'm trying to do a mental health podcast. Like, I'm one of those people that's not giving up. Like I believe that much in myself that I know something's going to happen, and you know I really gotta step out of that shadow because that's how people see me. Those same people that I beat in the competition, and not to say that they are not just
Right,
funny
I get it. I get
or
what you're saying.
funny.
I get what you're saying.
I was the better man on
Yeah,
that night.
Yeah.
They kept grinding it out without that person, and then they got their opportunities, and they're killing right now. And I feel like if I was not working with him, I'd be the same.
And you know what's crazy? I don't even work with my brother, but a lot of people, it be the dummies mostly on social media that don't understand it. Man, if I was Chris Rock brother, nigga, I wouldn't do shit. Like,
Nothing.
we're not addressing that.
Aspirations to do nothing.
Yeah, we're not addressing that. But that's why I fight so hard to just be like, no, I'm not asking him. I'm not gonna go over there. I'm not, because I don't want to step under that fucking shadow at all.
Yeah.
And whatever the thing is that I'm asking for, now you don't respect it.
Right.
When I did everything else by myself.
You got the good because people wanted to see you early. You had the name, so like, oh, let's see what this guy has.
Yeah.
And then there's a plateau that comes with that because you're still in the shadow. So you got the show, whatever, and then after that, now it's like back to creating more opportunities for yourself.
Right.
And that's we friends, so I know how you feel about it.
Right.
Yeah, I know how you feel. But I also appreciate that you continue to not ask for his help. And, but would he even give it to you if you asked it to him?
That's I don't know. We're not gonna find out.
Right.
But well, I mean, at this point, I think our dynamic has changed now.
Y'all in a good space, better space?
We actually in a fucking great space right now.
Good.
I think two things happened that you said you're gonna do a mental health podcast.
Right.
Two things outside of comedy that changed our dynamic. And I'm not even trying to be funny. His divorce brought him back to our brother Chris.
Okay.
When he was married, we would call his house on some random calling my brother shit.
Yeah.
His wife would answer the phone. She needed to know what was going on, what we were to call, what we was calling for, what do we want. Like, yo, can I just talk to my brother?
Yeah.
So it kind of made him weird with us.
Damn.
He was weird with, yo, you going over to Chris' house for dinner? Man, I ain't trying to go over there.
Yeah.
His house was just, I ain't trying to be up in there and all that turmoil and shit. Like, he wasn't happy. And then when he got divorced, he said something about, along the lines of, it was a good speech. It was, I can't be the father that I am to my children. I can't be the brother that I should be to you guys. I can't be the son that I should be to Ma. With all of this. Right? So, because he was going to get divorced. And of all people, you guys don't know my brother Andre. My brother Andre is the most I don't give a fuck nigga on the planet. My brother Andre, of all people, was like, yo, we wasn't raised like that, man. You can't get divorced. We wasn't raised like that. Like, we saw our parents argue and they made up and that was that. And I thought that's what life was. You argue and get back together. However bad it is, I always thought, like, fuck it, you get back together. Andre was like, yo, we wasn't raised like that. Fuck that. So he was like, gonna get divorced a few years earlier. Nah, okay, cool. A few years later, nah, I gotta get out of here. I can't do. Yo, fuck that, man. Fuck that, yo. I'm telling you, man. You ain't doing it to you. Now the baby's there. You ain't doing it to them babies, man. You ain't doing it to them babies. All right, man. And then it was a money thing and all. And then he said, yo, man. At the end of the day, any amount of money, losing any amount of money, doesn't compare to your peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
And he's like, I'll still be dad to my babies. He literally bought a house right around the corner. Like, left the house and bought the house right there. Right? Saw the babies every day. It was like, I'm not going to be any less of dad. Yeah. But my peace of mind. And me, Andre, and, you know, the commission came together. And we was like, yeah, man, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And he's been the best version of himself that I've seen since our childhood. Now. Wow. We talk all the time. I told you, he called me one day. This was recent. Called me one day. I saw the phone ringing. Yo, what up? What's up, man? Usually it's like you want something. I answer your question. Okay, boom, 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 peace. Yo, what's good? You in L.A.? Yeah. I'm going to be there like Thursday. Okay. All right, so you working this weekend? Yeah. I'm in Cleveland. I'm like, this nigga just want to talk. It's been years since this motherfucker just wanted to talk. Yeah. And what happened was, this is what happened. He called me. That's what happened. Sorry, he called me. I saw that I missed a call. I called him back. That's what it was. And we just started talking. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking I'm returning his phone call.
Right.
And we just started talking. And I'm like, 45 minutes in, I'm like, yo, this nigga just want to talk.
How many siblings is between y'all two?
3.
Okay. Who's he the closest with?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's like, we don't even know who he's closest with. Like, it'd probably be me. Probably me. And we just talked for like an hour, and I'm getting ready to get off the phone. And this is when I knew he changed. I was like, this is a different dude. I'm like, all right, man, peace. I'll talk to you later. He's like, hey, man, thanks for calling back. And I was like, oh, shit.
Wow.
That was one thing. And then me coming to grips with the relationship with my mom's, like fixing the dynamic. Me and my mom's was like, you know, we was at odds in my youth, and the shit just festered for a long time. And when I got in the right headspace of like, yo, you can't carry on with the bullshit. Like, you can't wake up and go into a new day with the shit from yesterday, because you tainting that day. And once I got in that headspace and he was in that space, we fucking good as we ever been. That's part of the Headliners Only. I was in that space, like, yo.
By the way, you were in that shit more than him.
Yeah. You got a lot of time in that.
I was in that headspace, like, yo, I think we good now. I think I can ask for this favor and get it. You know what I'm saying? But a year prior, I would have been like, fuck that. He would have did the Barclays, and I would have sat there crying because I wasn't on the stage.
It's hard. It's hard when I hear dynamics of siblings. I'm like, yo, me and my sister was like mad tight. So it was like I could never. But then
it's two of y'all though.
Yeah, when it's 2 of us. But when it's like 6, 7, 8, then I'm kind of like, okay. But
sometimes all you have in common with a motherfucker is that y'all have the
same parents. Yeah, and I get that. It's so funny because I was talking to my mom yesterday, and her brother is 13 or 14 years older than her. Her oldest brother, then her youngest brother. My mom's the youngest, only girl, and then the middle is like 3 years older than my mom. So we was just talking. My mom was raised by her parents, my grandmother and grandfather, but her brothers was raised by their grandparents. You know what I mean? So my mom didn't grow up with her siblings. She would just see them summertime, whatever. And we was just talking. She was like, yeah, like your Uncle Junior, he was more of like a father figure to me. We didn't have like a brother-sister relationship. So I was like, man, it's weird when I see the dynamic of you and your brothers. Yeah. But I see how you and Uncle Dill are close. Because she said he had bought her a Mother's Day card and it made her cry. And I was like, I love that, Mom, because like I really like, damn, looking back like, that's your brother, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's also a dynamic of it. Sorry to cut you off. That's also a dynamic of it is that he's older. He was the one that my parents left and said, watch them.
Yeah.
So like, he kind of had that stigma of, not stigma, that label of, okay, I'm the authority. I'm authority now.
Yeah.
And we like, you ain't authority, you fucking our brother. But he had to be authority because that's who they told him to be.
Yeah, like you're not going to talk back to your sibling of 13, not saying that's, but 13 years older than just because that's
my brother Shabazz was my other father.
Right,
my brother Shabazz was literally my second dad.
Certain respect you still got to have. But I still would have told mommy. Like Chris ain't do. I would have told mommy at least. Like, look, Ma, you know what I mean? But like, I get it. You know, I get it when I see.
I got a question for you, Naeem. You know, you mentioned something earlier about working with Kevin and it hindered your career. In my eyes, I see because I know the stuff that you work on. You know, which by the way, appreciate you using my business. If y'all don't know, sometimes I make flyers for other comedians. And and Naeem
logo
here, price has been going up.
Yeah, he told me about it. I don't know if I want to pay any more money, but side note, Naeem always finds his way back to me. Hey, do this and throw me a little bread. I think off the strength of the relationship. But you mentioned. When you first got you started auditioning, you weren't ready and you weren't good or whatever. Now you're on a TV show. We didn't talk about that. What's the name of it?
Assisted Living.
Assisted Living.
Perry's Assisted Living.
Right. So are you still getting more auditions now? How often are you auditioning now?
Man, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
So working with Tyler Perry there's pros and there's cons, right? The pros are whatever you do, if it's a sitcom, whatever, it's going into syndication. So you may make money indefinitely. Like that mailbox money is a thing, right?
$2.17 every 2 weeks.
Well,
no.
I get the checks for 25 cents. I get checks for 15 grand, and it'll be a bunch of them.
I made a mailbox run Monday when I got back. It was like, oh shit.
I got a residual check right now in the mailbox for $4. I'm about to pick that motherfucker up tonight.
I had to do a direct deposit because getting 30 checks for 25 cents was pissing me off. So I believe that the rest of Hollywood, first of all, Tyler Perry is great because he gives a lot of people opportunities that were not getting opportunities. Right. And then I feel like working on a show of his, the rest of Hollywood or the powers that be may not give you opportunities to work outside of him. There's a few that have been great, and those people were probably already working before him. But if you look at the people that started with him, they just do a lot of Tyler Perry.
They see you as a Tyler Perry actor.
Right. So, like almost like typecast. Oh, he's the type.
Right, and that's I can't say that for myself. I think it, but I can't prove it. But I've seen other people that have worked with him for years. People that are on my show that pretty much only do Tyler Perry shows, like the Mans. They do like a little bit of stuff here and there, but they also sing and they tour, so they make a bunch of money. Then they do the plays with him, so they get a super bag. But he's always going to put them in his projects. And if I was one of those people that was, part of that first batch of actors that work with him, then I would be doing a bunch of stuff too. But he has so many people under the umbrella now that who knows when that opportunity will come for me to be in a movie.
But it looks like you're. Well, it sounds like you're trying to do, branch out in other areas, whatever.
I'm trying my hardest because I don't want to just be that guy from the Tyler Perry show. So I've been trying very hard and being very intentional on doing something else simultaneously.
Right.
And it's going to come. Yeah. It's going to come. It's just sometimes, It's about God's timing and not yours.
Right.
You said something to me and Malik was talking. I think we was at for your birthday. We was all out and he's shooting his special on the 23rd
Thursday.
Thursday.
If you're in Hollywood, go check out Malik S. He's shooting a special.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
And he was just like, you were saying to him that how we're in a better place in a way because we haven't got that opportunity to really be seen by the masses yet, as opposed to you blow up for a minute, then it kind of calms down. Now you trying to revamp or get that buzz going again. It's just like we still kind of the new guys in a sense.
Yeah, you don't get a
You
second
sure he
chance.
didn't say that?
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression.
Right. Well, he's saying, well, y'all were talking about that. You know what I mean? And
Because I don't look at myself as a new guy.
well, no. He was saying that you're not the new guy. He was saying like, yo, you about to shoot your special, like y'all in a position to where if you shoot a special right now, it's like you kind of the new guy, so you have an opportunity to where people haven't seen you a lot yet. To whereas people have seen you on all the tours, they seen you there, they seen you there, and it's just like, oh, that's just Naeem, oh, that's just Plastic Cup Boy, or that's just that. To where Malik blow up, they be like, oh, who's this new guy? Or if I come on if I blow up, they like, oh, who's this new guy?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of an advantage.
He told us what said, but said don't tell the way Kev do. But
Right.
But yeah, it does. There are advantages to it. There are advantages to being really talented and unseen. You just got to, when that opportunity comes, you got to knock it out the park.
Yeah.
You'll be ready.
Yeah, you got to knock it out the park, and you still got to create other opportunities. Because just being associated with somebody else can really, really fuck your career up, man. I'm telling you. And people get mad at me probably because financially I'm doing really well. You know what I'm saying? I got the crib, I got the cars and all that stuff. But for me, I wanted that, but I wanted it on because of my own merit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But you did get it on your own merit. I see what you're saying. But
I
it's
still do well. I don't get on stage and stink it up. I'm not like I bring something to the show.
That's what I mean. That's you delivering. That's you doing that.
Right. But I'm still associated with someone else. And it probably bothers me. We can go back, right? You got older brothers. I got one older brother, right?
Me too.
And I was always known as a kid as his little brother. So I got props on the strength of that, right? Oh, don't fuck with him, or he cool. That's such little brother.
Yeah.
Right?
It was like
And
that with a sister too. They was like, that's my little brother. Don't
If your older sibling is cool,
Yeah.
That's nepotism.
Yeah.
The brother under me, some people around the way call him Little Tone Rock.
Yeah.
Brian, they call Brian Little Tone Rock.
Really? Okay.
So when I went to college, I had never experienced having to make a name for myself. So I went to college. One of my boys from high school, he's 2 years older than me, he played football. He was on the football team. And I came to school like, yeah, that's my cousin. I was calling him my cousin and shit instead of just my friend because I just felt like I needed to find a way to be respected and get some clout.
A connection, yeah.
Yeah. And then it took a couple years, and then I realized like I really started becoming a man, and I started to just go through this phase, and I'm like, fuck that. Like I want to make a name for myself, which is why I never joined a fraternity. I was like, I want to make a name for myself. Then when I started doing stand up, that was my opportunity.
That's your lane. Yeah.
And then 3 years in,
That's interesting.
And that's something.
That's very interesting because growing up, I have so many siblings, right? But I was the kid that was outside. I was the kid that grew up, like, I tell people all the time, like, yo, like, card games, like, yo, you know how to play this? Nah, I didn't play that when I was growing up. I was the kid that would wake up in the morning, get dressed, and leave the house and be out until it was dinner time.
right.
So I knew the whole neighborhood, and my older siblings didn't even.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if that's part that plays into the fact of me not trying to be connected to my brothers. Like you said, you was trying to make you was his little brother. You was trying to make your own name.
Right.
I was the one that had a name in the neighborhood.
Right. You were the popular.
I was the popular one. So maybe it's something to that. Because I tell y'all all the time, I was the one that, like, I would get in fights with my brothers.
Yeah.
Somebody was bothering them, or older brothers or younger brothers, somebody bothering them, I would be the first one to fight.
Right.
So I was like, oh shit, here come Tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so-and-so got his bike stolen. Tone, go get it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just a natural born leader. So it doesn't make sense for you to try to be on somebody else's coattails.
Right. So maybe that's why it ties into where we are now. We in the same space, you know, in this comedy world. But I've always been, yo, I'm good. Like, hey, I got it.
In that part of just being a man, you want to make your own plane.
I mean,
A lot of motherfuckers would rather not be men.
Yeah. Like,
Copy
it could go either way because it's not about not making a name for yourself, but it's like sometimes you need help.
Well,
So and it ain't a help like as far as yo help me, like give me this or do this, but sometimes it's just like yo, like that's what
You can do that though. White people do that all the time.
I was about to just say that white people do it. Adam Sandler will put all these people in that he came
All the
up
SNL
with.
alums,
It's like with black people in this business. I feel like, and you know, this shit frustrates the shit out of me. But I feel like it's not like that. It's just like, yo, they can see somebody talented, but if they don't feel like they hot or buzzing nowadays, they afraid they won't help them. There's only very few people that would do that. But white people do it all the time. That's why a lot of black people be like, fuck it, I'm about to go to the white in the white market because they know if I'm funny, they don't look at it as competition. So they'll be like, hey, come on. Hey, yeah. Hey, I got an agent for you, or I do this, I do that. You know what I mean?
Now you open the door. Yeah. See, there's different rules for us now. There's
It's
different
always
rules.
been. You didn't know that when you
No,
did it?
I know. I'm just restating that. I think that the few people that you mentioned, whoever you're talking about, that
I didn't mention
oh,
anybody.
you didn't. But I'm just saying there are a few that help their fellow man up. Black people that said, "Look, I'm gonna try to make a way for you," but most of them do not. And,
That's my point.
So I think that's the rule. They know that. They don't want to destroy their light in front of the the powers that be that can just help them. They know they can't bring everybody. Good grief. They can't bring everybody along with them, and they're not even trying. They don't want to have the perception, hey, look, I'm bringing my whole family up into this opportunity. They don't want to do that.
Wait, before we go any further. Yo, make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. We've been talking the whole time. And the intern, Grimy, has a few questions. Yeah, have you met the intern?
Nah.
That's the intern.
What's up, bro?
I ran into you a few times, but
Okay.
He like white girls.
He don't just like them.
Was that your question?
He's married to one.
Nine, do you like white women? Was that your question? But nigga,
What do you got?
I'll get these people first real quick. So they've been, but
This is live?
yeah.
Okay. I was about to say, cut some of this shit out.
You didn't say anything. You didn't say anything.
Nah,
I was there.
just
Yeah, I know.
Go.
all right, this is kind of on brand with what y'all just talked
What's the
about.
name? Say who is
K9 asked,
K9. Shout out K9.
Shout out
Always
K9.
sending questions.
They won.
Question for everyone: if y'all had a magic wand, what's two things in the entertainment industry you want to see change that'll benefit most, if not everyone?
Damn.
That black-owned studios would be more of a thing. It's not just Tyler Perry and Bentley Kyle Evans and whoever else I don't know the names. That they have bigger studios and we have our own conduit into our own culture of storytelling. Yeah.
Well, 50 has one now, too. And it's really, that can be done. It's just about people actually want to do that. You know, black people are thinking bigger and grander these days.
Yeah, and the technology is there. You know,
I would
gotta
say
pull our resources.
Magic Wand makes things make a change in the industry. I would like to see black people be able to play white roles just because, just like they have white people playing, obviously, black characters just because they want to.
Cleopatra.
Elizabeth Taylor should never have been fucking Cleopatra. But they just said, fuck it. We just want to do it because that's how
Tarzan.
incredible she was.
Yeah.
The real person. Tarzan should never been a white man. But they do it. They white people have played Indians in movies. White people have played Puerto Ricans.
Beethoven.
But black people play black.
Yeah, no.
I would like to see black people play. I want to see a nigga play General Custer just because.
I would say I would like to add the aspect of social media to not have influence entertainment. So social media was to just be deleted and not be a part of.
I definitely don't feel like that. That's the evolution of it, bro.
Yeah,
It's
but I'm just saying. Well, that's if I could
Yeah.
do a Magic Wand, I'd be like,
No more.
because
No more Twitter.
I actually don't. I wouldn't change. You know what I would change? I would change that black actresses would get paid more. that they would get paid the same as their counterparts, or women period get paid the same as. I feel like your money should depend on what type of money you bringing in. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you are to hear what Taraji made on Benjamin Button and had to work all those months was like, yo, that's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I feel like more deals should be based on people should take more risks on their deals. You know, and I get it. Like, you like, fuck that. I want the money. Or they give them a nice chunk up front and then they get a nice chunk on the back end as well.
I think that I would change that. I think everybody should get a piece on the back end.
Right. Yeah, and some people negotiate their contracts and everything. Remember, Jason Weaver made money he still making
Lion King.
Lion King, yeah. Shout out to his moms.
It's not really much I would change. The things I would change would just be opportunities for myself, and that's not the business.
I would say
Shout out to Jason Weaver.
I would definitely
hold on.
say-
Shout out to Jason Weaver. I was in Chicago. This is a couple of years ago. I posted on social media, yo, I'm in Chicago. Where should I eat? Jason Weaver hit me, told me to go to this restaurant. It was hood as fuck. The food was incredible. I had to call him back that day, like, yo, bro, you hit that shit right on the nail on the head.
That's a good dude, man, Jason Weaver.
What'd you say?
I would say for actors to get paid for auditioning like they used to do back in the day too.
How much
Because
was getting paid for that?
yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, people
how
used to
much?
get paid to audition back
Like
in the day
$100?
in Hollywood. I'm not sure the price, but people, and I heard that was one of the things they was trying to negotiate in the strike. But a lot of people don't know it's a lot involving to having to audition.
Oh, yeah.
And it's changed a little bit now because everything is self-tape.
Yeah.
But before self-tape, if you had a job, you had to take off of work, you had to be in traffic, gas, parking.
It's like jury duty.
It like sometimes you and if you had an acting coach, and even now, like when I audition, I have to pay an acting coach for the majority of the time.
It is.
But that's not the studio's problem.
No,
that you have to get
no. But I'm saying the
traffic.
the studio used to look it up. The studio used to pay
Because
because
how ridiculous that was. When you do a job interview, nigga, do you expect them to give you money, gas money?
but
We're gonna
Well,
pay you to come talk to us.
but at one point in time, they felt though it was a feasible thing to do,
I'm
and
gonna look that up.
and also that means they not going to just be having a whole bunch of random motherfuckers auditioning just for a quota at that point in time. They're going to be more steadfast, like, okay, we're only going to bring these people in.
But then, so now you're just saying you're cutting other people's opportunities out. So if they do that right now, we only bring in a certain group of people in because we got to pay everybody. I'm going in. Naeem's going in.
no,
So they gonna bring y'all?
No, I'm going in.
I'm going in, mother.
Who said they gonna bring y'all to?
Who said they gonna bring y'all to?
Nigga, I'm Tony Rock, and that's Naeem Lynn.
And I'm Trey Elliot.
Okay, put your resume here. I'll put my resume here. They bringing you in because of what?
But we gonna just be going against each other.
The representation.
But you said they only gonna bring a certain amount of people because they got to pay them.
Right.
What's your resume? What's on your resume that says they're gonna bring you in?
I think that's what
I'm
they did back in
definitely
the day. The theater actors and the trained actors, they were in short supply, so they were, hey, could you come read for this? And I think that's part of it too. They didn't have this large pool of actors.
They should do that to make motherfuckers realize they got to take their ego out of it. Because everybody's like, I'm going in. You're gonna see that your phone didn't ring, and you're gonna be like, oh shit.
Nah, I get paid. I can't agree because now, like, how many people are auditioning right now in this room?
Sometimes.
Now since the strike, now mind you, since the strike, a lot.
Are y'all shooting? Are y'all shooting right now?
No, we shot one season in December and another one in April.
What y'all shoot, like 2 or 3 a day or something like that?
Two a day, 2 or 1 a day.
For how many days?
3 weeks. We shoot 22 episodes in 3 weeks.
Nice.
That's dope.
Is it?
That's
Is
stressful.
it?
Wait, go ahead. Intern,
me it
what
is.
you got?
I'll do mine and then I'll go back to this next one. Y'all touch on the rapper thing?
Bruh, would you just answer?
Ask the
Why
question.
Are you asking us questions?
I know, bro. I don't know if I missed that part. All right, so
Not yet.
This nigga here.
Every 3
I gotta
days,
work on this guy.
Comedy aligns a lot with sports and music. I asked every comic, what is your rapper parallel? What rapper do you think of within your own career or comparison to yourself?
Man,
We talked about this over the weekend.
my career, career parallel,
Or who do you align yourself with? If you
I would
compare?
say probably J. Cole.
Who?
Probably J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Nigga.
Tell me about this.
Okay, Fox, you wanna go? You wanna
I said J.
He
Cole.
said Cole.
J. Cole?
Oh,
J. Cole.
go ahead.
Why?
He said Cole.
The nigga is a good lyricist. He has, shit is thought provoking. He has some shit to talk about, and he's still down to earth, still a real dude. So I would say, and I mean that, and also kind of, I'm mild mannered, kind of like me. I would say that, like. I could see us being friends. We probably could shit like that. Yeah, but of course, our success levels don't match up. But I mean, that's the first thing.
No, it's not the
about
levels. It's just like the
success,
parallel of like his dynamic and your dynamic.
Yeah.
Like I said 2 Chainz. I said 3. I said 2 Chainz because he was the man next to the man. For years, he was the guy right next to this guy, but nobody paid him attention.
Luda?
Yeah, because everybody was like, "Oh, he's the man," and you just the guy standing next to him. So I was like, in that regard. Then when he came out, niggas was like, "Yo, this nigga got hits. He dope."
Right.
I see that parallel.
Okay.
I also said, I said Jay-Z in this regard that people had to go back.
that nigga, though.
But look, people had to go back to his original work to really respect it.
Right.
I truly believe. Put a timestamp on this. In about 3 to 5 years, people are gonna look back at my first special and be like, "Yo, that shit was cold."
Yeah.
I got bits in that motherfucker that's like holy
Staples.
shit. That's like that shit. That one joke better than that nigga whole special.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna get it right now. They're gonna go back to it years later.
Right.
And of course, I'm supposed to say it
Yeah.
because it's me. And third and lastly, I said Black Thought because the nigga's lyrical like a motherfucker. Everybody know this nigga nice, but they never invite the nigga to get down with them. Jay-Z goes on tour every year, takes the Roots band, but has never invited Black Thought on stage with him because niggas know he nice.
Okay. I like that. I'm gonna go. So I'll go J. Cole and I'll go the Rapping Duke. You don't even know the fuck that is.
I was like,
The
Rapping Duke.
Of course not.
Biggie talk about
You were a kid in Play-Doh.
He got a white wife, man. He got a white wife.
He got a white.
He thought you was gonna say Vanilla Ice.
Right.
Who you got, Feezy?
I'm just fucking around. I say Rapping Duke. I just a joke.
I thought about it. I'm gonna go with Slick Rick because he's different. He can work with anybody. Everybody loves Slick Rick,
It's a good one. I didn't think of that.
and just
You was
he
thinking
got
that far back.
Yeah.
no because like that got a lot of that's one of the tapes that I had, Children's Story. That was like, hey,
Very well respected.
We said Common for you.
I said Common. I was like Common because I was trying to think. I was like Joe Fox is like Common.
I see Rapper's Delight when I see this.
did it hip? Did it hip?
Who'd you say?
Yeah.
So it was funny because my first name was Fabulous.
Right.
Because I was trying to go 3. Cole was going to be in 1, but I said Fabulous because anytime Fabulous is on a song, he going to kill his feature. As a feature, he going to kill. He got swag and he in his longevity. In the game,
been around for a minute.
he's always been consistent. You know what I mean? You hear some of the songs on the album sometimes, you might be like, but consistently, you like, yo, that nigga spit some hot fire.
Yeah, if you put him on the feature, he gonna kill it.
Yeah, so I definitely said Fab. And then I said Joey Badass because he's respected by the younger and the older.
Yeah.
And he does his thing in acting. You know what I mean? And as far as rapping, so he's respected in all those realms.
Yeah.
I got
That
you.
was part.
I got one more.
Uh-huh.
Russ.
Russ?
Why?
Why?
Nice as fuck. A lot of people still don't know who he is.
It's crazy. That's why I said why, because I'm like, yo, I've never heard one of his songs.
Oh, right. Right.
I have?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
probably heard the tune.
Russ, he white boy.
I know.
Oh.
With the long hair.
Yeah.
I know who he is, yeah.
He got bread.
He
got bread. He got bread. He super dope. A lot of people fuck with him. When you start talking about features, I thought about it because
I'm gonna pull him up. I'm gonna pull him up when I get in the truck.
And
Russ. R-U-S-S.
he underrated. He's not mainstream like that. Not that many people know him, but he dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And you know how I found out about him? We interviewed Jadakiss one time on our radio show, and we asked him who he listens to right now, and he said Russ. And then Russ' next album, he actually did a song with.
Wow.
So that's your third one.
Wow.
That's your second one.
That's
The second
It don't got to
one.
be 3.
That's just your other one.
I go. Actually, I'll probably even say Russ over J. Cole probably because he's not as popular.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Who else was you gonna say? It was just Fab.
Like them two. And I was thinking Cole for the only the fact of the talking about stuff with substance. Like, you know what I mean? You know, when you hear Cole rap, you hear like a lot of heartfelt stuff coming out of Cole a lot of times, and a lot of my material.
Such thing as a life that's better.
Yeah,
than yours.
yeah.
That's
His favorite song. Yeah, that's
yeah.
they're likewise. So, you know, when I look at some of my material, when I talk about, you know what I mean, like I'm like, yo, like this is some real shit. Because a lot of times when I get off stage, I have so many people like, yo, man, the fact that you talk about what you're talking about, man, yo, that shit is like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, I ain't heard nobody say that or talk about that or put that out there the way you put that out there, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Go ahead, intern.
Oh,
He would have said,
yeah.
For you.
Go ahead. I did have one more. Yeah.
oh, I love it.
Naeem?
Beans.
But Naeem?
Beanie
You see Naeem as Beanie Siegel?
Because he's under Jay-Z. He's saying he's having a
Well, he don't work with them no more.
But Jay got rid of him.
Well, he did. Beans was a problem.
Intern, what you
That
got?
was a problem.
You was done, Joe, right?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say just Tupac, just because he's a militant dude.
You militant?
No,
I guess not. If a nigga gotta go, you nigga,
Tupac never watched Family Matters and knew what the juice was to find her care.
Elixir 6 foot.
he went to school.
Gibson, question for Naeem and Tony. What gives you guys inspiration for jokes for your stand-up? Things that happen in your everyday life? Question mark.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. Things that happen in everyday life.
She came on late.
Yeah, she came on late. Things that happen in everyday life, pop culture. I watch the news in the morning, see what's going on around me. I just wait for that thing to pop out. My whole day, my antenna's up, just trying to catch that thing that's going on. Sometimes I catch something, and like I was telling them before you came in, I got something this morning. That shit came A to Z. Sometimes you know how a bit will come to you, and you got to start putting it together. Shit came to me all the way through. I was just sitting there like, holy shit! It just started. Just the whole complete thought hit me, and it was so strong that I was like, I'm gonna do this shit this weekend. Like this could go right now.
Yeah.
That we talked about earlier about how you write it material and just coming together is a beautiful thing, which it is. But when you get that shit to just hit you and you go, this could go right into the routine right now, unbelievable.
Do you think you are the best you've ever been right now?
I am.
My brother said you were funny as fuck, by the way.
Nigga,
shut up.
I ain't better than nobody, but ain't nobody better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, you definitely. Ron G is amazing, right? He's the host of the Live Factory. And Ron is great. Ron gets on stage. He does material. He always got new material, work on his shit. He great energy, very likable. But you were the best host at the Live Factory because you brought a little hood to it. And you was rarely doing material. It was just up there having fun. It was like it was reminiscent of Martin on Def Jam.
I remember one night at the Laugh Factory. It was a chick in the front row.
Here we go.
And I was fucking with her. And she had a beer on the table. And I took the beer and shook. I don't know what the fuck I was saying, but I took the beer and shook the shit up and sprayed it on her. And she was like, "You crazy? Oh my God, you crazy!" And
White girl?
No, black girl. And I got up stage and you said, "Yo, my nigga, I ain't never seen a nigga do no shit like that before in my life." And a bitch was happy about it. He was like, "Yo, nigga, you said, yo, you want some other shit. I ain't never seen a nigga do no shit like that before."
Yeah.
And she, like, afterwards, of course, I sent the waitstaff, like, "Yo, go get her, brought her to the back, brought her a new drink, cleaned her off, helped her clean up." But she was like, "Yo, you wild, I can't believe it." Her girls was all dying laughing, and you said, "Yo, I ain't never seen no shit like that before."
Nigga,
That's what I knew.
Comfortable you telling the story right now.
That's what I knew. I was in my fucking zone at the factory.
Yeah.
I tell
knew.
people all the time, it done got Chocolate Sundays and got cul-de-sac-y. Like it's just like,
What?
you know, it's Nickelodeon-ish now. Yeah. It don't got the.
You don't have the celebrities that it used to have before. When Chris Spencer was hosting, it was a lot of celebrities in there. And
Mayor.
It was a event,
right.
but it was a time where it wasn't selling out anymore.
Yeah.
But now every week is sold out. It's packed. So I would say it's great right now. And it's
But it's not sold out by a lot of tourists. It's sold out, but just coming from, you got to remember, when I first moved out here, he was hosting. And it was like, oh shit, like, shit is crazy. From celebrities to the material.
So you went down.
Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't curse. Like you hear a lot of family shit. It ain't it's like, you know.
Everybody that going after him do though.
Everybody else doing it. But when you got the host setting the president of the show and you like, yo, the bitches, like, it's like, yo, we know after the show, all right, we gonna go with Tone, he gonna get some hoes, we about to have a good
I think
it
now
just all of that shit. It ain't that part.
I could be wrong. I think now it's sold out because people in LA and they got the Laugh Factory has a following on social media. It's like, oh, let's go. They got this comedy club I heard about. Let's go check it out. So it's sold out in that regard. When it was sold out when I was hosting it, it's because motherfuckers was coming to see me.
Seeing the host, yeah.
It's a different vibe.
Me and Pookie got in an argument one night in between shows. I said, nigga, look at the line out the door. The line is around the building. Not one of those motherfuckers in this line to see you.
Damn.
Like he was trying to tell me how to do something. And no disrespect to Pookie if you watching, but I was like, hey, nigga, you see this line out the door, to the left, down the block? Ain't nobody in line like I hope Pookie there tonight.
Yeah.
So I was like, don't play with me, bro.
He said,
Like, don't play with me. Do you think you are as the best Naeem you've been that you are right now?
I think so. I think so because I'm very intentional with being better and always creating.
Right.
There was a time where I may have been destroying the stages more, especially locally, because I had that set. You know what I mean? But now, the things I'm talking about, being a family man and all that stuff, it's just taking me to a different level. My comedy has always been parallel with my age. Like when I was first starting, I was talking about bullshit, college shit. And then, I was talking about fucking a lot. And whatever I was doing in my age, that was it. And then, now as a family man, an older dude, I'm talking about shit that people, like I feel like there's a 10-year age range that's going to relate to my shit. And it's somewhere around the age that I'm in.
I'm actually curious to see how my material is going to change because my life is in flux right now. Like there's big changes. So I'm curious to see how the material is reflected in that. And I want to ask that question to everybody else too. Like, do you feel like you're the best Joe Fox has been ever? Do you feel like this is the best Trey Elliot? And if not, what do you need to work on? Why not?
Well, right where I am now, like I know I have
the best you ever been.
Yeah, it's the best I've ever been, and I got more to go. Like a year from now, I'll be able to say that again. Like
I'm saying right now, nigga, tomorrow I'll eat again, but right now, like
hell yeah, I'm gonna eat again.
You gotta work on this guy.
That's for him. It's for him. What are you talking about?
Also with me, I'm at if I look at some of my old shit, my levels of energy have changed over the years.
Yeah,
the older I get, my energy has declined, but I feel like the set that I'm currently doing.
That's crazy. I felt like your energy's up now. I used to always say like, yo, Naeem mad funny. I would always have you on my birthday shows. Right. And I always was like, yo, he don't move. Like, but now I see you like moving and I'm like, okay, Naeem's more animated now.
I'm saying, so I went through phases. So I feel like maybe I was probably in a space for 10 years where I wasn't doing much moving. And it always depend on the size of the stage too.
Right.
The stage is small. I kind of just find a square and I just stay in that shit. But when we got a big stage, I'm going to work that motherfucker. So like my energy levels are going back up now. And I'm realizing I have to do that because there's a lot of wordy material and talking about family and stories and shit. You got to keep their attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like them white boys, a lot of they shit just be like one-liners. And it's the dry humor and all that stuff. But for me, and I've never been a good storyteller. So for me, it's like, all right, I'm that nigga that's always like, I know what I got to work on. And I'm intentional about doing better at that. I'm never like, I was telling somebody the other day, I had a conversation with Jason Tatum last year. I was like, yo, what you going to do in the offseason? Like, what you think you're going to work on? He was just like, man, I'm just going to, just stay in the gym. Like, it wasn't nothing specific that he was saying he want to get better at. And while I think he's a top 5 player, he's not in the MVP race. Right. He wasn't in the MVP.
And that's why. That's why.
Be. I feel like he
because Mike would say, nigga, I'm going to work on this motherfucking left-handed three-pointer all summer.
Right.
And come back with that shit.
Yeah. Or he could. I feel like he should have been like, well, I want to average more rebounds, a couple more assists. Yeah. Just things that players come in the season with goals.
Right.
But I think like he's just in a space where he bought into the system and like we just want to win. But I'm that nigga that's always like, I can do better here. I want this to be better. I need to do this, and I need to do it consistently because I can have that night where I'm on fire, but I want to do it every night. So
Right. I saw you. I don't remember the last time I saw you. I think it was it Rube's birthday show? At Ruby Tuesday's birthday show?
I don't know. It probably was Quan shit or something.
Was it Quan's birthday? That's the last time I saw you on stage? That
Probably.
seemed like a long
That
time
was
ago.
gonna be
That seemed like
similar.
a
That
long
was-
time
we're
ago.
there.
That seemed like a long time ago. I don't remember. It might have been Quan's birthday show. You fucking annihilated the room. I remember being in the back like, yo.
No, Herb's birthday show. Or
the Laugh
Rube.
Factory?
You weren't there?
No, it was at the Laugh Factory.
Comedy store.
I was there.
He wasn't there.
Oh, I was there.
Oh, you were there.
That's what it was.
Okay.
That's what it was. It was Herb's birthday show at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
Bruh.
That
I
was-
sat at my same
that was
table.
funny?
I sat at my
No.
same table. Remember the
No.
table I used to sit at every Tuesday? with-
That was after Quan's birthday.
Yeah, I sat there. I came in early, got a seat. Herb was like, I want you to go up. I said, nah, if everybody here, I'll chill and just watch the show.
Right.
Bruh, you fucking flamethrowered that shit that night.
A lot of that shit was just I was talking about Herb and shit, you know.
Yeah.
The bit about your wife be at home, she go out dressed
Oh,
like
yeah,
this,
yeah,
when she
yeah.
in the house
Look like a
she
hobo.
Look like a hobo. I'm following her through the club showing niggas that picture. Nah, bro, don't.
Yeah.
That shit was, yo, son, you fucking bodied that shit that night.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bro. I just always want to get better, bro.
So,
Hold on. Let me answer the question. Let me get my
oh yeah,
question.
okay. You best you ever been. Go.
Skipping.
100%.
Hell yeah.
I'm the best that I've ever been right now.
Because of what?
Because I'm
Reps.
writing reps. Number one, doing 30 minutes, sometimes 25 when grimy got to come on the road.
Sometimes 37.
Nigga, I ain't do that since last year. Nigga.
It's coming.
Nigga running the light. Always happen. Nigga start doing good.
That nigga run the light.
Nah, see, I hate when a nigga want to just over exaggerate.
Run that
One
motherfucking
time
light.
in Jersey, because I was supposed to do 30, I got the light at 15. So I was like, nah, nigga. Look, I always keep my phone on the stage with my time. I don't give a fuck. So
I got a great question. Go ahead.
But because of the reps and because I'm speaking more from here, and so like I said back in the day, like I said, for me, I always knew I was funny. But I remember we had this conversation a long time ago where I was mad because I didn't get that Def Jam.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
The conversation you had with him.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I said, yo, I'm funny. And here's where I was at the time. I was hosting every fucking thing. I had Zen. I was hosting a Comedy Store. I was hosting R&B Live. Like, I was like the dude every time, yo, Trey, we need you. And not only was I doing that, I was killing. Like, I knew how to have any kind of room. I don't care if it's music, whatever. Karaoke. I'm going to have all this shit cracking. And so, and I knew Drew. So I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why would you not give me that opportunity? We had the conversation. I'm pissed. Well, nigga, you ain't who you think you are yet. The fuck you talking about? Nigga, I'm out here, I'm killing it, you know what I mean? I'm like, and I'm one of the ones buzzing right now. But you ain't who you think you are. You ain't out, you ain't blah, 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 blah. I said, all right, what are you doing different from everybody else that he chose? I'm like, well, this nigga can't dress. This nigga don't get no hoes. Like, nigga, I'm me.
No hoes.
I'm me. So I said, all right.
Who did I mention?
Click.
Now, who did I mention that was a perfect example of the point I was trying to make?
I forgot, was it not Clayton?
Kevin Tate.
Oh, yeah, Tate.
Because what I said was like, yo, you're doing well, but everybody's doing well. What are you doing to separate yourself from the pack? Kevin Tate is a person that didn't ask for shit. He kept his head down. He kept grinding until he got that set. And then you couldn't deny him because this nigga was just, and he wanted to go last everywhere. He was destroying everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like, you got to go through that phase like, all right, fuck it. Y'all don't believe in me? I'm going to make y'all believe in me.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my point.
Yeah. And then,
That's my fucking mindset every day.
Yeah.
and that's when I was just
That's
like,
I wake up every morning like that shit.
so I literally, from that point, I was just like, I took my ego and my personal feelings out of the game, and I was just like, oh man, just let me just write and get better. And then once I started really writing about my real shit, like that's really when I was like, I got something.
Yeah.
Like, and from that point on, and I'm gonna say this, I don't have to have the laugh at a 15 or 100, but I got it to the point to where people are like really engaged and really like, this nigga just said some dope ass shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And afterwards.
Yeah, and like I'm good with that because I know right now ain't nobody really talking what I'm talking about. I hear so many of these young people got a cougar joke. And I'm like, nigga, you never fucked the old bitch before. Your cougar joke, you got it because it just sounds funny. You saying the name.
That's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, Hattie Mae, okay, we know that's, But then once I was really started taking, and God, unfortunately, I dealt with a lot of tragedy and I had to put that in it. But I just feel like the shit I'm talking about now, like, I feel like I'm there now with the pen where I'm really could be like, yo, I'm talking on some real shit that's resonating with a lot of people.
By the way, when I said that to you, I wasn't trying to say that you weren't deserving of being on the show. It was just a matter of you dealing with somebody who had their favorites.
Yeah.
Giroux. He had whoever he wanted. He was favorites or the people he was the coolest with.
Yeah.
Those are the people that he put on. Like, for me, it was a no-brainer, and it's not because I was that much funnier than anybody. It was just like, that was my nigga at the time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, yeah, I was just making a point. Sometimes your friends gotta tell you like, hey, nigga, yeah, you good, but so is everybody else that they picked. Or this person is up and coming because they're an influencer.
Yeah.
Whatever, they doing this shit for ratings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah, and just so y'all know, we had a back and forth, Giroux and I, with a couple of people that was on because they was influencers.
Right.
And I'm a traditionist. I'm a purist.
Yeah.
I'm still, pen and paper. I literally still write pen and paper. So when it was like, yo, we gonna put so and so on because he big, he got like 500,000 followers. Nigga, I would fucking flip tables over in the office. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about that shit. The fuck is y'all talking about? And then, you gotta understand this is where the industry is now. And like, so I would bring motherfuckers on. One thing that makes me the best host is that I will bring everybody up with the same energy and the same love as the next person. You could watch any show I ever hosted, you would never know I hated a motherfucker I brought up on stage.
Yeah.
You would never know I didn't think they was funny at all. I thought they was trash, actually.
Yeah.
But the intro has to be respected because they do the thing that I love the most.
Yeah.
So they do the same thing that I do that I love the most. So you would never know. But that's why if you watch the show, I'll tell you who the fuck they were. But the intro you wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah.
I'm like, give it up for, they deserve a chance, number one. And they do the same thing I do. And I love it that much that I would never disrespect it. But just know I was like, nah, man, I fucking hate they got this person on here. It was Def Jam. It was like, they don't deserve Def Jam.
Right.
But you got something, intern?
I thought you had a question.
What was
Oh, you said you had a good question.
I do, but I want to see if you have something before I ask my...
See,
Nothing?
Nothing on the chat.
No? Okay, so here's my question. You touring with the second biggest, my brother. Second biggest comic. You, Plastic Cup Boys, y'all eating good, everything. How do you guys avoid and how do you guys manage your sense of entitlement because you are on this big, everything is handed to you in some aspects type of tour you're on?
If I'm not with him, I have no sense of entitlement.
Okay.
And my only sense of entitlement is to get in to wherever the fuck he's getting into and maybe, just get the VIP treatment that comes with being with him.
Right.
And outside of that, I have none. And I have no entitlement when it comes to what he should be doing for me.
Okay. Okay.
All I know is, and it took me a minute to get there. Because there was conversation. The reason why I even felt that way is because of the promises that he made before the success came.
That he didn't deliver on or he did deliver on?
He didn't. He promised that, like, yo, we going to be Adam Sandler and his crew. And I'm going to put y'all in everything. And when those things start to happen, he's like, nigga, what you doing for yourself? I'm like, nothing right now. Moved to LA. I said, it's not many times where I've stumped that nigga where he had no comeback because the nigga got to come back for everything. We was having an argument about this shit, and I said, "Well, nigga, what the fuck was Arsenio doing when Eddie put me up?"
Arsenio and Eddie.
And Harlem Nights.
He got quiet, then he just started laughing, and he couldn't say shit else. Like Arsenio was just a comedian. That was Eddie's friend,
Right.
and he didn't just put him in the movie. He made him the co-star of that motherfucker.
Right.
And you know, it was just like always been, well, y'all think I could do this and y'all think I could do that. And I'm like, nigga, Lil Rel just got on. That nigga putting motherfuckers in shit left and right. But we have debates about it, and he actually tried to put me in his latest project, which I ended up turning down. But we've had debates about it, but they're just kind of like just for the debate, just to say, nigga, you can do what you want. But I don't expect anything out of him, and I learned to separate the business from the friendship, and he's a great fucking friend. And I know if I need him for anything in life, fuck the business. If I need this nigga in life, he's going to be there for me.
Right.
And that's more important to me, and not even just financially. If I need this nigga as a shoulder to cry on or an ear to listen to, he's there for me.
Right.
And I appreciate that more than any of this other shit. And being a nigga that wants to stand on his own too and actually make a name for myself, it's okay. It's okay that he doesn't put me in these projects. And that's one of the reasons why I declined the project that he offered.
Really? You didn't? Was it a good project? You think he could have did something for you? And
he's shooting it right now, and the way it was presented to me, I didn't like. It was presented like not through him. Through him, he said, "Yo, we're gonna comb through the parts and find something for y'all." And I was like, "Yo, you know, let me just audition for something, you know, because I don't want just a throwaway role. Like, let me, like, the shit could be fucking cut out, chopped out. Let me actually audition for something." He's like, "It's too late for that. So this is what we could do." And I said, "All right." And then somebody called me and said, "Look, so we don't have a part for you guys. We're gonna throw you in the beginning of the opening scene of the show, and we're gonna put you, Joey, and Spank all together, and you guys are gonna get to show your camaraderie and all this." And I was like, "Camaraderie? This is a fucking documentary or a show? What the fuck? I don't want to show up my camaraderie. I want to show that I can act."
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, "Look, bro," I said, "I appreciate you and everything." I said, "But I'm gonna sit this one out." And it wasn't a pleasant conversation, but he had to respect where I was coming from. I said, when something else comes about and I can actually read for it, let me do that. And if I get a no, then that's fine. But I actually had an opportunity to earn my shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of times people think people want them to give them something. It's like, nah, don't give me anything. Just put me in the room. Put me in a position to
Succeed.
To like
Show
have
my
a
child.
chance
Yeah.
to show my child. And if I'm not good, so be it, or whatever. But you don't got to give it to me. But just at least be like, hey, I got this audition for you. Hey, I got this opportunity for, and you. After that, I did what I could do. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say that I want to get from out of the shadow and then ask him to put me in shit that's going to dig me further into the hole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do you think getting assisted living, because Tyler saw you at a show,
Right.
do you
And-
technically?
so story. How did that happen?
So he saw us perform in Atlanta
Plastic Cup Boys or Kev?
with Kev.
Okay.
And, you know, I blazed it. And he actually came to a show before that, but he didn't watch us. He was talking to Kev in the back while we were on stage. But his a person that worked with him, who's now one of his biggest stars, Crystal Hazlett, she was at the show. And then so we started to get cool. And then when he came to the show in Atlanta, she texted me like, "Yo, Tyler thinks you're hilarious." So I was like, "Tell that nigga to give me a job then."
Yeah.
So then, you know, she told him, they laughed, and that was that. And then one day we were talking about him on radio, and I sent her the clip, and I was kind of praising him. And then I was just like, yeah, you know, I was serious. I want a job. So, I don't know, 6 months later, the nigga just calls me 7 a.m. I didn't have this nigga number. I see a Atlanta number. I answer. I still got the frog in my throat. He like, Naeem.
Pause.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you.
I said, he said,
Frog like, nigga, answer the phone.
he said, Naeem, it's Tyler Perry. I was like, what? All right, what? Tyler Perry, man. He said, yo, man, he was real quick to the point. I love what you do, man. I think you're funny as hell. I got an idea that I think you'd be great for. You know, what's your working relationship like with Kevin? Are you allowed to do stuff outside of him? I was like, I can do whatever I want. And then he said, yeah, man, let's keep in touch. I got something. That was in May of 99. And then by September, I got an audition for a Tyler Perry show. And I didn't even know it was the same thing. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I wonder if this is it. I don't know, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to do great in the audition. Shout out to Kim Coleman. So I go into the audition, and that was probably my best audition. I was super prepared. I was confident. And then when I was finished, she was like, all right, we're going to see what we can do. He love you. He really wants you for this. And I was glad that she told me that after the audition. If she told me that before, I probably would have fucked up. And I was the first person casted for the show, and the show is based around, I'm not the biggest star on the show, but the show is based around my character. And if you watch it, I have more dialogue than anyone else. So it's really my show.
That's dope. You can clap for that. You can clap for that. You can clap for that.
So
So wait, I just want to make a point. We talking about entitlement. I remember T.I. did an interview one time with about how he giving his boys jobs and how that changes the dynamic because they now feel entitled to everything. And he said you could be an employee, but that comes with work. Or you could be a friend for free.
Right.
He was like, you got to pick it. If you're an employee, nigga, then you have to do your job. But if you want to hang out and be my friend, you can be my friend for free. That shouldn't cost me because you're my friend. And I just was like, yo, that shit was so fucking poignant right there. That's it right there.
My best friend is my road manager now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and he's fucking great. He's great. If you need somebody, like if you need somebody to help you out with that, and I don't mind, him working because we don't work enough. Especially when we on tour with Kev. But the nigga he is great, yo. He shadowed Nate, which was Kev's old tour manager.
Yeah.
Shadowed him for a year, and he go in there and get that money. The money that you don't know about, the little things. He really into that shit.
Wait, last one question. I did have another one. So you were saying that you could do the 20 minutes, make the more money than you could do a whole weekend.
Right.
So are the Plastic Cup Boy dates that you're doing with Spank, are those more so just like, I'm not saying you're not working. I'm sure you're working and delivering for the people. But are those more so, these are dates we doing to get the new shit sharp for the big tour?
No, it's just always just trying to work. Trying to
stay
money.
consistent. Right, yeah.
Trying to make money and just trying to work and stay relevant. That's it. It's not about building. I go up on stage in LA to work on my set for that and Kev's shit.
Yeah. That's I recently just changed everything. So now I told them like every set in LA is a workout set. I don't give a fuck how many people in the room. Every set I do in LA is a workout set. The road is the road. The road is showtime. Like the lights are on, let's go. Because we trying to get that we got theater offers coming in now too. So it's like, yo, we got to get this shit ready. It got to be at its apex. So I'm not just in the Laugh Factory on a Tuesday like, I'm about to smash this motherfucker. No, all of these jokes is, nigga, let's try this out in front of these 60, 70 people.
That's my point about when I say I was killing locally more when I was first out here because I was trying to get that respect.
Know,
Right.
But now it's really about like working on my shit.
Yeah, I would try to kill if I was here on a Friday and Saturday, I would try to kill. But bitch, I'm on the road now.
I gotta.
You ain't gonna see me on a Friday and Saturday. You got interns raising the same.
I got a quick question for Trey and Feezy. Does being on a tour with Tone play a big part in y'all being the greatest version of yourselves right now?
Goddamn right. I watch these niggas every night. They don't watch me every night, but I watch them every night.
Oh, nigga,
I'm letting it go. I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah, definitely. I've told you this before. I would be a different kind of comic if I wasn't, if we didn't have the relationship that we had and we did the work that we did, and it's a different kind of comedy experience just because of who you are, where you came from, and just the opportunities that I've had because of it, and and I'm forever grateful for it. And this is something that I prayed for. I want to work with headlining comedians that have a great act, somebody who I can learn from. And I got that.
Is it all three or y'all alternate?
No, we alternate. Some cities,
sometimes
like if I get a new offer, none of us have ever been to the club. Fuck it, let's all do it together.
Okay.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like I said, it was a blessing. It just happened kind of on some random.
Yeah.
We was at the Laugh Factory in San Diego, and it was like, yo, man, I fly free. He's like, yo, you fly free? He's like, yo, look, I got that.
And it was funny. I thought he was going out with you. I think I called you. I was like, yo, you mind if I take Trey? And he was like, nigga, he don't go out with me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I went out with Naeem. Well, I went out with Naeem solo maybe like once or twice.
Yeah.
It's Sacramento and San Diego.
Yeah, and then I went out with him and Spank one time in Charlotte. I called. I was like, yo, let me get Carolina because I got a lot of people in Carolina. Like, I got like 20 people in the club there.
Just so y'all know, like comics that featuring for a headliner, sometimes that's like their team, so they don't want to
Yeah.
let a teammate go to another team sometimes. So I had to call Naeem and clear it with him
Yeah.
because I didn't know if they were going out
And-
consistently.
And I appreciated those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? As far as y'all put me in, we should roll tight and open up. It was, it was good experience, man, for me. And as a matter of fact, that one time in Charlotte, Spank left because Spank had to shoot the 30-minute special for Comedy Central when Kev was doing the 30-minute presents.
Right.
So I end up, it was just me and you. So I did 30, the whole 30. And Nate was like, yo, that nigga's, that dude funny. And you was like, yo,
Nice.
yo, like, well, you got something, like, hook him up, put him up, you know what I mean? Just the fact that you did that was on, you know what I mean, was solid shit for me.
I always want to see niggas win, yo. I just don't have no hate in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like you said, you bring motherfuckers on stage that you don't like.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never taking no money out of a motherfucker pocket. Like, if it's somebody that I hate,
I
if
can't
somebody
do it.
asks me if they funny, I'm like, he does well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I always say that, right? I ain't fucking nobody paper up, yo.
Yeah.
Even if we get to a city and they'll be like, somebody in the green room like, hey, I'm the host this weekend. I'm like, nah, bro, you ain't no host this weekend. We do a 2-man show.
Yeah.
But I'm like, now the nigga here, standing right in front of me, I can't fuck this dude paper up. Yo, go ahead, bro. You could do tonight, and I'll pay you for the night, but I'll pay them for like maybe the next 3 shows.
Right.
But you only gonna work tonight. I can't fuck your paper up.
But with this dude, with Tone, is like, it's different because he's so particular with words. So like, even when I get off
Mother was an English
stage,
teacher.
he's like, yo, you say we be. And I'm like,
No,
so
no,
what,
wait.
nigga? Like,
Hold up.
And-
But
you know-
I keep telling him, yo, if y'all don't want me to do this, I won't do it. If y'all don't want me to do it, I won't do it.
No.
But he said, what the fuck? I might not can't. I might not can't drink this. I might not can't.
I might not could drink that.
I might not could drink this. Why don't you say I probably shouldn't drink this?
So I tell Tone, and he could do it. This my nigga. So
I'm like,
He's back there steaming.
But when I'm around people, I'm like, I just talk how we
Right.
how we just normally talk.
But I truly believe when people are sitting in the room and they listen to
Yeah,
a comic,
so-
and you say a phrase like that, they go, I can't. And once they do that, they checked out. Once they turn to their friend, like, what do you say?
So
And now they it's like they flick the channel.
Right.
They turn the channel.
so stuff like that makes me more conscious now of me, with small wordplay. But it definitely, I mean, of course, it definitely made me a better comic. And like I said, and I always tell them too, I'm forever grateful. Like I got my speech of people, like when I'm on a Breakfast Club or when I have to give my shout outs, y'all niggas is in it.
Right.
Cause you was the first one. I mean, you already know all what you've done. Yeah. You know what I mean? How you looked out in so many different ways. So you always going to be in that speech. Tone is always going to be in that speech. Shake going to always be in that speech. And my acting coach who passed away, going to always be in that speech as far as the people in the business, besides management and agents and all that. But like the people who gonna be like, yo, where? Like, I ain't know them niggas was, you know what I
I ain't
mean?
shouting management and agent out for shit. I'm
You
gonna have that Oscar in my hand, like, yo, my pops, yo, Brooklyn.
What about your
Yeah.
representation?
I got a question for y'all two,
For who to? Us two?
Trey and Joe.
Okay.
When you are doing these shows with him, are you capitalizing on the opportunity? Meaning, are you going to talk to the managers and say, hey, I can come back and feature without him, and if you got any dates, I can also headline. Like, you got to do that shit.
But hold up. But can I answer that question?
Yeah.
Every Sunday when we get paid, I tell them, yo, let them know y'all can come back without me. Let them know,
he
yo,
says that.
I can come back any weekend you have open. It doesn't have to be with Tony.
Right.
I also told them a couple times, yo, come in the day early, get the Wednesday. The Wednesday's probably an open mic anyway. Even if they paper the room and put 50 people in there, it's 50 motherfuckers that you can say, yo, the rest of the weekend I'm with Tone. So if those 50 motherfuckers see you Wednesday and they go, yo, that nigga was pretty good.
No,
we'll go see him again Saturday and see Tony.
Not only that, for the fans, but for the management, they get to see you do 45 minutes.
45
Know
minutes.
that you are a bona fide headliner. You can
So-
do your own thing.
I 100% got emails to do it. I 100% get their cars. I email that week. Like, you know what I mean? And say out of maybe, just throwing a number, out of 10 emails, I get about 2 to 3. And I'll say on top of them a lot, especially with the repeated cities.
Sometimes it don't work.
Yeah,
but
no.
But that's that shit. Lawrence Killebrew.
Yeah.
That motherfucker. I don't know what he be saying to them.
Yeah.
Because he just be hosting. I don't know what he be saying to them. But
Yeah, I don't want to host. Yeah,
I got
He'll
coke.
get in-
I got good coke.
right.
but I just and you know, it is what it is. I'm the one that I get frustrated a lot in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always verbally say it, but I'll be at home punching the air and be like, yo, what the fuck? But I'm always reaching out. I'm always emailing. I'm always politicking. And the majority of the time, like, you know, I don't get the response that I want. Sometimes I do. But at the end of the day, I still do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know what I'm capable of. I'm like, yo, you see me do an hour, we going, or 45 minutes, yo, we going to rock out. But I know a lot of it, too, when I look at the calendar, I'm like, they went with, they got this
Most
person.
people got their own opener.
Yeah, or they got, yeah.
Right.
I'm not really trying to open for too many people. I'm just going to keep it a buck.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you should. I'm just
Yeah.
saying for opportunities to make some bread.
Yeah, that's what I be on.
Shit, yeah.
Especially because, well, my flying privilege is going to be back again in February. Thank God. But when I had that, nigga, I was like, yo, you don't got to pay for this. Look, I fly out. I got points for hotels, put myself up. Like, I'm selling myself like that. Mm-hmm. Even around here in the clubs, like, I'm selling myself like that. I'm hitting people consistently. And that's the thing now. I'm kind of like, damn, I feel like I'm being a nuisance, or I feel like I'm kind of being a bug, like, and I hate the feel.
I'm like that too.
I hate to feel like that, but I promise you this year, I told myself, I said, yo, I'm gonna do some things differently, and I'm gonna be on a level 10 with that, and just more intentionally, man. So I was like, fuck it. So I started applying for all these festivals now. I started just hanging out more now. I'm sending messages more, and I'm like, hey.
You live with your lady, so yeah, you definitely gonna be getting out.
Nah, we live together, nigga. Nah.
That's what I said. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
clarify
That's
that.
live with her. That's
He's
like,
like,
we can
yeah,
work
yeah.
with
Okay. So I was just like,
house.
yeah. And then she,
That was a
and
shot.
she be going a lot. So now it's just like I can be out without even having to hear.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I've been on some intentional shit. And like I said, put a pin in this, mark my word. By the time this year is out, it's gonna be like, yo, damn. This nigga did this, he won that, he got a buzz in this, got a buzz. Like, I'm really putting that work in. Because I told myself, if I wasn't working with Tone, how many stages would I be on? And I didn't like that answer, which is why I was like, yo, Maria was good. Like, I just started going harder. Because like I said, I expressed my frustrations. I'm past at the factory. I was getting dates before, then they changed the bookers, then I don't get shit. And stuff like that kind of annoys me, where you feel like you're taking another step back.
Gotta get back in the circulation.
But you just got to get back into circulation, and you know, so that's what I've been doing, man. But and I'm appreciating the journey more. Like I really had to have personal conversations with myself, man.
Right.
Like,
Yo, I'm gonna wrap it up in a second.
Yeah.
I just want to make 2 points. We was in New York for the 5 dates with my brother and Kev.
Right.
It was New Jersey.
It was.
It was 2 in Jersey. It was like one far out in Jersey.
Yeah,
one in Newark.
Yeah.
One in Long Island.
Asbury Park.
Garden and Barclays. Right. And people don't like. A lot of people don't like. My brother, like, one of my favorite motherfuckers to watch on stage. Like, that shit just do something to me to see the kid that grew up in the same house, in the same hood. We came from nothing, yo. We came from the bottom. So when that motherfucker's on stage and there's 20,000 motherfuckers in the room screaming this nigga name, that shit give me goosebumps. I damn near cry when I see the motherfucker on stage. I damn near fucking let it go every time I see him on stage. And I have a routine, like, whenever the lights go dark and I know he's about to come on, and it gets a little, like, that 5 or 6 seconds when it's just quiet, however big the venue is, it's quiet for like 5 seconds when the light goes dark. And I just scream out, Chrissy! Because I know he can hear me. Chrissy! And I'm screaming to the motherfucker, Chrissy! Chrissy! And then the lights come on and people go crazy. So now, but I was backstage one night and you said, yo, man, damn, I wish I knew the speech exactly. You said, hey, man, I just want to give you your props. Like something you said, I want to give you your props, I think. You said, because I'm watching how you cheer for him every night. And you're not even on the show. And you just cheer for this motherfucker every night. And he's like, yo, and you cheer for all of us every night. and you're not even on the show. And I just know you got no hate in your body. Remember that? He was like, yo, bro, you ain't got no hate in you. And it's to watch you cheer for your brother, man. That's really dope, yo. And the next night, now you gave me that speech, and the next night was the Garden. So that motherfucker came out in the Garden, nigga. I was Chrissy. And then some dude, like some straight gangster Brooklyn nigga saw me. He was like, yeah, yo, that's how you supposed to feel for your brother, nigga. You feel like that for your brother, nigga. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. And I was like, I'm so glad he didn't say you bitch ass motherfucker. Like he understood where it was coming from. You know what I'm saying? That I just want to make sure I got that out there because you said it that night, and I didn't see you for the rest of the dates because I did the Barclays that night and I was out the next day.
Right.
But that shit was, you was like, yo, man, like I see it, bro. Like you really cheer for this motherfucker, man.
You know what's crazy, yo? You probably, my bad, Joe. Just real quick. In the last probably month, you probably like the fourth person that said like, yo, you said something to me that resonated that I held on to. I was talking Ryan Davis that I showed the other day. He was like, man, you said, and niggas was like, you remember that? I'm like, nah, I don't really remember that shit. But whatever I say, when I say something to somebody that I fuck with, like I'm just being real and I'm being who I am, and I want them to know how I feel about them in a positive way.
I think that's part of what made it so like made me hold on to it so hard. Pause was because it was so much. I don't know if you remember it. It was so much shit going on backstage. It was mad people in suits and execs and famous motherfuckers coming through, and it was fucking pandemonium.
Right.
And I'm just back there like, you know, just a fan of my brothers. And you came and we had found a little quiet spot talking where all of that shit was going on. But right here was just two dudes having a conversation.
Right.
And you was like, yo, man, I see how you cheer for him, man. And it was like, you ain't even on the show, bro. You don't got to do that. You ain't even on this shit. But
maybe
you
people remember shit from me because I don't talk that much. So whenever
that too.
I say something, it's profound and shit. But
yeah, you should always. Everybody should shut the fuck up till you got something profound to say.
Right.
Rule for life. Last question was, what's next for you? What's going on next?
You want to get what you?
Yeah, I was gonna answer.
Go.
Because I didn't answer that question. You were talking about it being more proactive. I definitely am not doing what. I'm not doing enough. Like, and I recognize that, but like what you were saying, I don't want to be a pest, and like, who is this guy? But the persistence is not matching the patience, if that makes sense, because I'm trying to be patient and like wait my turn, so to speak. But it's been years since I've talked to the club manager, like this is back home. And like, hey, I want to do a night. And it's like, it was a no. And I was like, man, I guess I got to get my weight up or whatever. And it wasn't until like this past New Year's Eve where the club manager's like, hey man, you doing all right? And he actually offered it to me. So I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's dope. But as far as like other clubs, like going back to the Stress Factory and stuff like that, that I definitely don't do enough of. And
I gotta.
My sister always says, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Yep.
So that's it right there. Like if you saying you angry about this, what have you done to get out of that box? What have you done to change that?
And one more thing, you told me something. No, but this is on the real. This is probably about maybe it was one of your birthday parties. And
this was drunk. Was it early or late?
Nigga, this was the day after. I'll say it like this.
All right.
I was going through something. Y'all know when I was going through the freaking Armageddon of my fucking life, and you invited me to your birthday party, and I got a little saucy that night. I'm talking about real saucy.
Sound like one of my parties.
Yeah. It was. I came to the Bourbon Room, whatever that place was over there, and I don't know what I was like. People were experiencing me, but you called me up the next day and said, hey, Fox, just want to make sure you got home. I was like, yeah. I was like, Naeem called me. So, man, I appreciate that, man.
You know what it is, man? I realize you just got to just go back to when you were kind of the best version of you in the areas that you feel like you want to see some results in. So I'm a networker and I'm a talker. Me and my
Friendly.
Yeah, friendly. Like from this all the way through life, and then sometimes the game will change you or make you kind of just be less. And it was just like, yo, I was the best version when I was like, yo, what up? Hey, like not really intentionally trying to get something, just like on some like, yo. And I told myself, I said, I gotta get back to that part of me. And me and Trey, when it comes to these bookers, when it comes to these promoters, yo, you a likable guy. Make them like you. Go back to being without overthinking it. And once I kind of switched that, then and even I'm saying that because I'm saying that now as I'm going through trying to get.
You're actively thinking about it. It's like sometimes it takes a fellow warrior to say, "Hey man, you're slipping here, right there," because it's all a fight, really. Because this is war, man. Trying to stay out here and trying to survive. Just relevance, importance is just in your development because we're all growing and evolving, and some people fall off. I don't want to be one of them.
All right, so before we go, what's next? What you got? We want to promote?
Straight from the Heart, Sirius XM Channel 96 every Tuesday and Thursday. Be looking out for my special on YouTube in the next couple months.
What's it called?
Mr. Big Stuff.
Mr. Big Stuff. Like it.
Hey.
My pilot's going to be out there. Sister Living season 5 I have no idea when it's going to air, but I'm assuming in the next couple months because we already filmed season 6 too.
Cool.
So
That's good.
Got 2 in the can.
Nice.
So they're going to start airing that probably.
I saw the Mans when I was in Bahamas for Charleston's birthday.
Yeah, you talked.
Ran into him. Yeah, he was chopped it up for like a good half hour.
Yeah, they cool.
What is it they shooting?
Who?
Assisted Livings, season 5.
Okay.
No, I said I ran into the Mans in Bahamas.
Oh,
I'm coming from
okay.
eating, and I'm walking out the restaurant. They walk
Because
in.
when Bryce was in Bahamas for his birthday, he saw them
The Mans, yeah.
shooting, but it was a Tyler Perry movie.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't know. He's
Yeah.
he has been working though. He's been at it. He's been shooting a couple things.
Yeah.
But they are really good people. I fuck.
Yeah,
with them.
I enjoy it too.
But yeah, man. Just my social media is Naeem the Star, Naim the Star, THESTAR. Just keep supporting me and expect something new. Every time you see me on every tour, you're gonna see new material and expect something new on TV. So I just did a fucking indie with Brian Hooks too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Wait, was it the one with was it $2 million? That one?
It's like
Sleep with the wife for $2 million? Yeah, you did that?
Yep.
Dope.
Did he have?
No, I auditioned for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had what's the name? Kareem Grimes.
Kareem Grimes.
Kareem Grimes, yeah.
What's he-
All American.
He All
Short
American.
dude, you
Stocky. Yeah, you've seen him. I said
Okay.
He had him playing his best friend, and he had to drop out because he had to shoot All American. And he just randomly hit me like, "Yo, you want to come do this?" So I was like, "Yeah, send me the script." I read the script. I was like, "Yeah, I'll come do it."
He told you to come
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next day?
It was definitely the next day.
That's how that nigga did me. Remember I told
You in it too?
No, but it was a film. He was like, "Yo, I want you to read for it." I read for it. He like, "Yo, I just gotta tell you, you gotta have a butt shot." Remember I told you, like, your ass gotta be on the screen. I was like,
I don't think I remember that.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, "Yo, Brian asked me to do a show."
I had a butt shot. I did.
but I had to do it.
What's the show? What's the show on VH1? The Single Ladies.
Yeah.
I did that episode of Single Ladies. Ass out.
And I didn't mind doing it, right? I didn't mind doing it. But he was like, "All right, I'm going to let you know." I said, "Bet." He called me the day of. I think I probably had to go on the road or something. He was like, "Yo, can you be here in the morning in San Fran?" I was like, "Nigga, no, like I can't do it."
San Francisco.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so I
Wait, what movie was this? Your ass out and in San Francisco?
Pause the movie. Pause the movie.
I need you.
Oh shit! He said no Diddy. Nah, we ain't going there.
Nah, we ain't gonna start
Go
that.
Feezy. Let him know what you got coming up.
Got an audition coming up, and we're on tour in Richmond, Virginia in a couple weeks. And then after that, South Beach, Miami, the American Black Film Festival.
Fox it every year, boy. Faithful.
Hey, man, I think that's going to be my thing. If I can go, I'm going to make it. If I'm not on tour, it's something bigger.
Nah, 1 year we gonna have a movie in that motherfucker.
Then yeah, you need to come. And
You have a movie then.
it's a dope time. South Beach, and then after that, festivities.
Sir.
Yeah. You already know we got Philly this weekend. We got Tampa the weekend after. Then I'm in Minnesota, Loon on the Lake Comedy Festival, doing that. It's also a contest where I'm telling you now, I'm going to win 10 grand. Yep.
And then to Vegas.
And then after that, I'm taking that to Vegas. Then yeah, we busy, we working. Got the cruise coming up in July. Last Comic Sailing Festival at the Sea. Nice. So I'm in that. So I'm gonna be on the cruise doing that for a week. And yeah, man, we working, man. We being intentional. And yeah, man, my dad drunk. He called me like 8
I like that. We
times.
being intentional.
Yeah, we being
like
intentional.
That. Yo, we
yeah.
being intentional. This week we in Philly, like he said. Next week we in Tampa, Florida. Weekend after that we in Richmond, Virginia. And then my birthday festivities start. Not doing it in LA this year. Taking it on the road. I'm going from Juneteenth to July 4th.
Yep.
I'm going to New York for 3 days. I'm doing a show on Father's Day in Newark with Earthquake. Mm-hmm. So me and Charleston flying home for that. We're gonna stay with grandma for a few days, with his grandma for a few days, my mom's. And then we do the show that Sunday, hang out in New York Monday. Tuesday I'm going to Puerto Rico for 3 days. From Puerto Rico, I'm going to Austin, Texas to do Comedy Mothership, Joe Rogan's Club. From there, I'm going to Jamaica for 4 days. From there, I'm going to Vegas to do Wise Guys Comedy Club for 2 days. I'm flying home that Sunday because that's my actual born day. I'm spending my birthday with my son. And then from the 1st to the 4th, I'm in Atlanta, still celebrating my birthday.
Luggage, nigga.
No, I'm going to have,
Same luggage.
he doing Vegas, yo, bring this suitcase when you come. He doing Richmond, yo, bring this suitcase when you come. Take this one back and give me that.
And nigga, who gonna cut your hair? When you gonna get a hair?
I'm in Jamaica on vacation. I'm going to twist that shit up like fuck it. And then I head from Vegas, from Atlanta, the 1st to the 4th. And birthday festivities end on the 4th, of course, with the fireworks.
So you ain't doing nothing here.
Not a
The show? I thought you doing the show.
Thing. Not a god.
Oh, you're not gonna do the show no
Not
more.
on the 28th?
Nope. Okay. That's how hard I'm saying nope.
Nope.
Put the extra P.
Unless I could get the factory on June 30th, which I will reach out to management and powers that be and see if I can get it.
What day of the week is that?
That's a Sunday.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I'm gonna need you there. And yeah, then the 5th I'm heading to Cincinnati because that'll be back to work.
Okay.
That'll be the first gig back from birthday weekend. Yo, follow us. Here's all the social media. Here's everything. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Here's my Instagram. Here's my Facebook. Here's all that. Here's my TikTok. Yes, I got a TikTok now. And as always, yo, thank you for supporting Live from the Green Room. Charleston,
appreciate
I
it.
love you. Peace.
Yeah.
peace.
Good one.